Let's go. Hello, welcome to round 2 of Super Series Genesis on the tSports Network, the home of
tSports.
Yeah!
And what is a tSport?
It is better than chess.
There we go. Okay, that was a bit different, but that'll do.
we got there. Hello, welcome back to round 2. We're fed, we're ready, we're raring to go, we're very excited. Who knows what's going to happen in round 2? There's a mix-up now, James.
Yep.
The Bruces are 3-1 up.
Yep.
Yeah, 3-1 up. So the Troll Slayer's looking to pull that back now. But the pairings is different this time around. Instead, the last time the Bruces were able to pair into the heavy board.
Yep.
But now they're defending the light board.
Okay.
Light board. So we'll see who goes on there. I think they're always going to put Seraphon on the light board. That makes sense because what they want is get that Realm Shaper engine down. We'll see if that actually... So we're going to go now to the pairings right now.
Yep.
And we've got the defenders are already in. Don't forget, Bruces are red.
Yep.
And the Troll Slayers are blue.
Yep.
Troll Slayers are blue. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a crowd. Oh, so Slaves to Darkness are going to be defending the light board, and the heavy board is going to be defended. Is defended by
Idoneth.
Idoneth Deepkin.
So they're just going to fly around all day.
It's going to fly around all day. Slaves to Darkness looking for. So now the attackers go in. Who are they going to get to put in? Now I'm desperate, obviously, to look for that eel mirror match. And of course, I want the Seraphon to play against each other. Of course I do. But who knows? Who knows what we'll end up with? Oh, their attack is in. Bruce's took a bit longer this time.
Yeah, talking about it.
Yeah, they're looking for that round 2 victory, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. Seraphon in, Uryx's in. So Osyriarch versus Daughters of Kane. Osyriarch versus Daughters of Kane. So Idoneth versus Seraphon. That's interesting. I think they're going to choose Idoneth Seraphon. That's what I think. And Slaves to Darkness, I think they're going to put into...
Those eels aren't going to want to fight Gotrek, though.
It's true. Okay, so first up, so there you go. Oh, so you've got on table 1, you've got Rick's Slaves to Darkness versus Ethan's Daughters of Kane.
Yep.
And then you've got Osyriarch Bone Reapers versus Chris's Idoneth Deepkin. And then you've got Dan's Idoneth Deepkin versus Uryx. And then you... Oh no, not again! You've got a Seraphon mirror match again.
Take 2.
Take 2. The Electric Boogaloo. Do you know what? This just makes it fair. If Seraphon only plays Seraphon, that's all we care about.
Well, I think if we'd have seen some big events this year, what you'd have probably seen is the top 20 tables, just Seraphon mirror matches.
This is really the meta we would have seen around the world, just in small. Absolutely. Gross double Seraphon. Again. Double. That's what it is. Double. So that's exciting. So again, for you guys to be clear, it's going to be... Oh, I didn't take a note, so I'm doing it off memory now.
Oh, here we go.
Slaves to Darkness up against... Nope.
Idoneth Deepkin.
Oh, there we go. He's still got it up for me. That really helps me. Yeah. So you got Rick's Idoneth
I was wrong.
Rick's Idoneth Deepkin against Ethan's Daughters of Kane.
Yep.
Yeah. Slaves to Darkness versus Daughters of Kane. Then you've got Chris's Idoneth Deepkin. So Chris Myhill's Idoneth Deepkin up against Speckles' Osyriarch Bone Reapers. There we go. And then you've got...
Some Seraphon.
You've got the Seraphon. You've got Darren versus James. And then you've got Dan, who played a great game with his Idoneth last game, up against Andy's...
Oh, he's going to have a nice time killing 30 brutes.
Yeah, but the real question is will the 30 brutes come back on a 4-up? Also in the Seraphon mirror match again, great point. We now know that Darren Seraphon is the bad Croak.
Yes.
He's the bad...
Oh, yeah, so now they can... The last game will be the bad or the good Croak for the last game. Because Croak can kill Croak. So that's what has to happen. Croak has to die for him to be good or bad.
So it's that's a really exciting matchup again. And now I know a lot of people... When they said, so when I announced how we'd be doing this, people were like, oh, wait, so you're going to be able to play the same people twice? I'm like, yeah, that's exciting. Like, how rare is it that you've ever replayed a match against someone just on a different battle plan with your armies, right?
I think it's really rare as well, because normally that gets changed round, right? So if you normally end up against the same person, whereas actually...
It's a different tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually what we're going to see here is Darren knows he can drop first. He knows that he can charge forward And if all of those spells go off, because the last round, we have to remember, his spells went...
And his prayer to run.
Absolutely crazy, and James's went the other way.
Yeah.
So he pushed all his models forward, he took out all of the counter threat in all those 80 skinks. But he still didn't win, because it needed a 13-inch charge and Gotrek to kill Croak, which didn't happen. And so, like, does he do that again? Does he think, well, it kind of worked, it almost worked last time, this time it works again, and he does the same thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Does James deploy completely differently?
Well, James can't. James cannot now. This is the mind games of playing someone again. James can't be like, yeah, okay, no problem. Last time I just let you delete my army. I'll let that happen again. So he's not letting that happen. So we're going to see a different deployment. And how often do you get like a second crack at the whip? I think that's an exciting element of it as well. So looking forward to that. Everyone else is new. Very excited to see Dan versus Andy. That Idoneth versus Uruks is actually a very interesting matchup. Because you can deploy a bunch off the board. The Uruks can net them in. We're going to be playing Battle for the Pass. Which is cool. I like Battle for the Pass. It's simple. It's easy. There's 2 objectives in the centre. There's an objective in your home which is worth 1. The objective in your opponent's is worth 4. Those guys have got to go through the secondaries and pick them now. And then there's 2 hours 45 on the clock. Oh, God. I don't know if I can keep this excitement up for 2 hours 45 minutes.
You're going to have to, because we've got to do it for again after.
I think Gotrek is going to go for the Stegodon this time. I think he might. I like that also Croak is so unkillable. That even a Gotrek can't.
Yeah. Attacking twice. Did 13
in the first round.
The first round.
Yeah.
So maybe if, that repeated, like 26 wounds that don't kill a very expensive 300-point model.
Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a really, really exciting time watching these matchups. Again, the dual Idoneth. So now we're going to get to see Chris's Idoneth go into Speckles' Deepkin. And the Deepkin in that situation. So this was last round. Was the score. Is that correct?
No.
But it's there, which is nice. Yeah. It's the lists. Oh, okay. So we've got Andy playing against Dan. We've got Chris playing against Speckles. Darren versus James. And Rick versus Ethan is what we're going to be seeing. It's cool that that's in there.
Yeah.
Like, the guys have made so many screens. And
they just keep going.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't even know we had that one. That's great news for me. Rob wants to play Seraphon so he doesn't have to show the world how weak Croak really is versus the rest of the world. That's true, actually. I actually don't want people to realise how strong that is.
Do you know, I think it's probably true, because if Croak fought some skinks, he'd probably lose.
No. Let's talk about the interesting matches, though, because Storaphoria in the chat has made a good point. The Slaves to Darkness versus Daughters of Kane match is going to be very, very interesting, because which is the one at the bottom, Rick versus Ethan. They're going to be playing on the light board as well. So it's going to be a big match. It's going to be really nice for Ethan to actually be able to do some combat. He didn't get much of an opportunity last game. Let's be honest, Ethan. So Ethan was talking to me at lunch. Actually, he was massively hampered by the ban phase on the Hearthguard Berserkers. He's like, what do you even do when you don't have Hearthguard Berserkers? I was like, I don't know, probably play Warhammer, mate. He seems like a really nice fella, really nice bloke.
But only plays dwarves that all look the same.
Exactly. However, like it's been pointed out in the chat, he's got a lot of attacks. And those lot of attacks are going into an army that if you hit them on 6s, you take mortal wounds. 2 things that could stop that from happening. 1, Rick could forget like last round. Yeah, that'll really bother him. Number 2, he could... No, it's just 1.
It's also really interesting because he's actually got a Marathi, who's a big threat. Mm-hmm. He's got the snakes with the spears. Can't think of their name.
Oh, it's Blood Sisters.
Blood Sisters, that's the one. He's got both of those that could both get Bellacord.
Absolutely.
And like Marathi, probably not as scary because you're just shutting her down for a turn, but she's still doing her job of not dying. But those Bloodstalkers that are going to turn out all that damage, just getting turned off for a turn. And also they're terrible at taking hits.
Yeah.
So you could turn them off, hit them really hard, have a great day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We will endeavour to get you the current scores right now, Furious Bumblegoose. But effectively it's three matches. 3 matches. It's 3 matches to the Bruces, and it's 1 to the Troll Slayer. So it's 3-1. 3-1. There you go. That's the problem. We got caught out not being on screen. Me and James, in the new booth, we do stand-up commentating now, so we've got a lot of room for movement and
walking around, dancing,
it's
having a little disco.
Just trying to keep that enthusiasm up, right? Like you need to.
Yeah, and also I think like if you're we stood for 2 hours and 45 minutes, which when you're playing Warhammer, you kind of walk around a table a little bit.
Yeah,
so I think I'm just doing the same. I just moved this unit.
We're just channeling the energies of the players.
Maybe I'll bring some Marauders next time and move them around as I walk.
So big question to everyone is, what matches are you excited about seeing? What matches do you guys want to see? And then we will get you the updated scores at some point. We'll find out who the winners are going to be. Well, not the winners, but who's currently in the lead. But it's definitely the Bruces. 3-1 at the moment in matches. It's not scored like that, but it's basically 3-1. They if they win all 4 this one, then there's no way the Troll Slayers can pull it back points-wise. Because even with secondaries and other stuff included, it can't work that way. So if they go the clean spread now, 4-1, which I don't know. They're 4-0. They're 4-0 now. They'll take it out.
Yeah. Well, they're so far ahead, I think, at this point, right?
Yeah. The secondary sheet will also update at some point as well. We do have a secondary sheet, but some of the stuff today is not all firing off, but you'll get that at some point. You guys will be able to see, and it's tracked in the game, so you guys will be able to see it at least later if we don't be able to bring you that in a minute. And if you go onto the website below the video that's on the website right now is all the matchups. So tsportsnetwork.com/live now. If you type that in, I got that right.
Yeah,
I got that right.
Well done.
/ that's how you do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, one of those. We're in a social bubble, so this is fine. / tSports Network. Oh, that one. You guys get it. The Seraphon mirror match is so provocative. Well, it's the second one we've had today, Jim. Well, it's the second one of the day. The real question is, what's the third going to be? I want to see Croak versus Croak in close combat. Evil Croak versus good Croak.
Yeah,
that's
the Croak off.
Yeah, so Evil Croak. So last game, Darren's Croak lost. He got murdered.
And he called him the good Croak.
He called him the good Croak, but then he lost that because he was obviously the imposter evil twin Croak. So now James's Croak is the good Croak.
Yeah.
So you have to see if Darren's able to grab the mantle back.
Which Croak game 3 is the good Croak and bad Croak?
I also want to see I want to see them play the other armies to see them utterly dominate. Yeah.
To have that one turn game.
Thank you. Link is in the chat. Absolutely. So I think we'll be able to just a quick recap for you guys to see who's playing who.
Yep.
We'll do that now, and then you guys. So it's going to be Andy versus Dan, Chris versus Speckles, and it's going to be Darren versus James Hobbs, and Rick versus Ethan. I really like Rick's list. I thought that was really good last game.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see that giant block of knights just become such a do you want to hit me? Do you want to hit me? I'm just stood here.
I'm super tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going to go on? It's going to be really good. It's so provocative. Yeah, it is going to be provocative. I am interested. Look, there's some key points and stories for you to keep up with. Is Andy again going to roll a 4 or up on those 30 card plays?
Are we going to see... what's that then? 3, 6, 9, 120.
Yeah. Oh no! So Furious Bumblegoose. The last game was dropped by Darren. Darren dropped the last game, so he was the only loss in that situation.
Which basically came down to his go trick, ran across the board, made a 13-inch charge into Croak, fought twice, didn't kill Croak. Croak popped away, summoned a load of skinks, and then it went the other way. So there's summoned units from James's Seraphon because Darren had already lost his Croak. Basically managed to then score the objectives, table Darren's army, and then score 5 because he still had more summoning
for 2 turns.
For 2 turns.
Yeah, so that's really what lost Darren the game. But it wasn't. Scenario is going to be Battle for the Pass. So you guys will be able to see Battle for the Pass in a moment. There'll be 4 objectives, and then the last one is Scorched Earth, which is a really exciting battle plan. Looking forward to that as well. So these will be the same for all of Stage 1 of the Super Series.
Yep.
So you'll get to see all the teams play through them, which is really important. Because then you get some parity between them all. We did think about swapping them up every week, but we decided against that because we'd like to see how all of the different armies perform. And maybe there is just a best fit for what the best army is for those scenarios in that situation. And I'm sure some of the players, we've got some amazing teams coming up. Dragon Slayers, obviously.
Yep.
Brilliant. Very excited to see the Marauders play. Big fan of the Marauders.
Beast Midlands.
Beast Midlands are the team most likely to be sponsored by Monster Energy. The Beast Midlands?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The team most likely to get banned on Twitter.
Beast Midlands, yeah. So looking forward to them. That's going to be really good. Yeah, they're all great teams. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with the Legio 9 guys.
Yeah.
But obviously we're waiting for government guidance on Monday to find out exactly what we're going to be doing. Because, you know...
Who knows?
Who knows, exactly. So we will come back to that at some point. So I wonder if we've got any of the tables ready to start looking at the top downs. We do. That's lovely. So welcome to the Caverns of Gastmore. The Caverns of Gastmore. So table 1 is where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can see, the terrain's moved around. So if you didn't join us last game, and you're not sure, some of it is impassable. James, do you want to take us what through impassable is?
So impassable means you can move over it, but you can't finish a move halfway up it or on top of it. And you can only move over it if you can fly.
You can only move over if you fly, and you can't move up or down it if you're infantry, basically. So we tried to... There's a rule... that the ruling in Age of Sigmar terrain just isn't particularly very sensible. So we tried to make it a bit thematic. Big fan here, if you guys have ever watched one of my favourite movies, the Neverending Story.
Okay.
When Bastian tries to go through the two Sphinxes.
Yep.
So there's the Dark Fantastic Mills has produced and sponsored this board, so thank you to him. There's a little Bastian the Sphinxes thing right there. So there's two. You might be able to get a close up from our camera operator Dan in a moment on the big archway. I think that's the right place for him to do it. Yeah, should be able to do that, and then you'll see. But it's quite cool. But so yeah, we're going to be seeing Dan, who played a blind last game, I thought, with his Futhwan Idoneth Deepkin up against Andy with his Uruk War Clans.
Yep.
What do you think he's going to do? Knowing that he can automatically teleport those 30 Uruks, how would you deploy against it?
You've got to try and not allow yourself to be surrounded by 30 boys, haven't you, really?
Yeah.
I guess his other option is that he tries to kill 30 almost as fast as physically possible. And hope he doesn't roll a 4 up. And if he does, at least then he's got enough time to counter into that and to try and kill them twice. Or you try and ignore those 30, which is terrifying when you don't have enough models and this is worth 4 to your opponent.
Yeah, so like I think it's actually quite interesting what Andy could do, because he can be quite smart, because obviously he can green puke his Ard Boys like we saw him do last time, which means they're going to move D6 after the teleport. If they've got Get 'em Beat on, they roll that 3D6.
Yep.
They can flood. He could literally push to the other side of the board. So Uruks are going to be at the bottom. No, sorry, they're going to be on the left-hand side? Yes. And then on the right. So the way it works is, for Battle of the Pass, if I'm the Uruk player and I'm yellow, this is my home objective, and it's worth 1. And then my enemy's objective on the other side is worth 4. And then the 2 in the centre are worth 2. So really, it's about trading off these and making sure no one deep strikes into your back lines. Unless you've got a bunch of sneaky eels. Bunch of sneaky fellas sneaking away. Oh, Crazy Horse, thanks for donating 10 subscriptions to the show. That's great. You guys have been great today. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're all enjoying it.
Chat's been so busy.
It has been busy. It's nice. It's also nice having some mood on only, so it's just everyone is just chatting and they're like, I want to be here. That's it. Okay, so let's just jump to the table. So this is going to be Idoneth versus Uruk War Clans on table 2. So that's the setup.
So Lotan's Ossuary.
Perfect. Yeah, Lotan's Ossuary. Speckles. So he's already deployed. No messing about. Don't forget he's got the Kavalos Lance. So he's only a 4 drop army, and then he's against Chris's Idoneth Deepkin as well. So it's nice to see the Idoneth on the Watery board.
Yeah,
it's cute.
Again.
It's likely to happen. Yeah. And so Speckles there trying to screen out here. To make sure the eels don't come down. You've got the 10, that pack of 10 Kavalos Death Riders there, 5 here, and then you've got Catacross right there, baby. Jimmy, thanks also for donating some subscriptions to the show. That's it. Hello, everyone. If you've also got your tSports emotes now as well.
There you go.
So if you're watching some competitive wargaming anywhere in the world, you can use your tSports emotes. MJ Pegasus, you're all utter legends. Can I get a hashtag tSports in the chat, please? We need it'll grow organically, but we need some sort of tSports.
Can't force it.
Better than chess. It's not good.
It'll get better.
It'll get better. Okay, so let's...
tSports Genesis, the croakening.
No, we need more. Oh, wow, thanks, OJ. Oh, great. Yeah, let's get them tSports emotes in. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, Owen. There we go.
Oh, it's hype train.
Oh, no, we're on level 4 already. Anyway, let's talk about the match. Wait, we've jumped to table 3 for some reason. And that's because, it's the mirror match.
Yeah.
It's the mirror match.
And this time they're in the Erstwood.
They are in the Erstwood, so this is where they are. Then this is the chaosified... So this is the chaosified part of the Erstwood. I assume that the Seraphon are here, both of them, trying to cleanse the Erstwood. But as we know, Darren's is the evil croak, so maybe he is a Seraphon corrupted by, dare I say, chaos? Maybe.
Definitely Slanesh, because in this part of the Erstwood, Slanesh is most prevalent, I believe.
It is. Slanesh, look at that, the symbol right here.
There you go.
Incredible terrain done by Studio Erstwood there. Right here, Realm Shaper Engine. Is Lord Croak inside it? Hiding. Evil Croak.
Evil Croak died last time. He's not letting that happen so easily again.
Oh, Jimmy 1080 is excited. I got to sub the legendary K-Dread and Buntastic guy in the chat. All right. Very excited. Okay, so table 2 are...
Simon Speckles.
Oh, yeah, because it's wrong. This is wrong. I just realised. Well done. So table 2 are just going to re-rack as they work out the true deployment map.
As they use their Gemmo's handbooks.
Oh, Ted Black Casablanca, thanks for subscribing as well. All right. So we're just warming up after lunch. This is what this is. Yeah, let's get into it. Shut up, Speckles. Get your deployment right, Speckles.
Learn to play Warhammer. He did lose his last game, though.
Ziggy, yes, you will be able to look at deployment because... I think my tech team will be able to give you the overlay map right now. There you go. Nailed it. So that's deployment. There you go. So there's 4 objectives, and you split the board. Means also it's quite important for faction terrain because you can only put your faction terrain in here. Okay, so let's talk about table 4, the one we haven't talked about yet, the Amber Plains. So in here you've got Ethan with his Daughters of Kane versus Rick with his Plague Touch. This is probably one of the most interesting matches of the 4, to be honest. It'll be fun to keep checking in on the Seraphon mirror match. But ultimately, I think this is going to be one of those ones where the actual mechanical interactions of the game are quite fascinating. All of the attacks that the Daughters of Kane do, and they've only really got combat attacks, are going to generate mortal wounds back into themselves. So really, it's whether or not we're going to see Morathi just go straight into those 10 Chaos Knights. But of course, she's going to be Bellacord. But there's 3 major bully pieces for the Daughters of Kane army. There's the Blood Sister unit, there's the Sister of Slaughter unit, and of course, there's Morathi. So, who do you Bellacore? Question to the chat, question to you, James. Who are you Bellacoring?
I think the sisters.
Why?
The sisters or the Blood Stalkers. Or the sisters, because there's just more damage output and you're going to stop more. So Morathi, as terrifying as she can be, is one single model. So I think her threat isn't as high. Also, when she's bouncing back against you, maybe you shut her down because you want the others to hit you.
Yeah.
So you want the Sisters of Slaughter to hit you. You want the Bloodstalkers to hit you because you want them to hurt themselves. Mm-hmm. If Morathi throws herself at you, although you could... stop that happening. Actually, even if she hits you, she's only going to do 3 damage to herself, and then it's going to stop.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you shut Morathi down and let the others kill you.
Does the Twitch chat agree? Does the Twitch chat not agree? I'm quite interested. They're just very excited about the terrain right now, and who wouldn't be?
And Speckles.
Look, I mean, I'm excited about Speckles. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, right, well... Also, Ethan seems like a really nice fella. It's nice seeing Ethan playing against Rick. Rick, by the way... 3rd in the UK rankings right now.
Okay.
In singles events. No slouch on the tabletop is Rick Myhill. Was at Adepticon last year, did pretty well as well with Beast of Chaos of all things. Although it was a lot of Zangor Enlightened, so, 50-50 this, 50-50 that.
So what you're saying, he was playing as a Tzeentch Beastless?
Basically, yeah. Whoever painted that stuff did an amazing job, though. So it's Crazy Horse. Yes, that's all done by our very own table boss, although Nick Pert. Yeah, who got it done in I think about 3 days.
If that.
Yeah.
One 20-minute window.
Done. Right, so as you can see, I think you're going to see this happen a lot in all the games. It's nice. Also, don't forget, you are watching this. If you do subscribe to Patreon, you will be able to watch all of these games back in full with the player audio and hopefully seeing most of the dice rolls. Watching back, it will be fun to watch Rick's list play every game. Because, he's going to deploy, I think, these knights always around the Demon Prince, because as we've discussed, he's going to give all those bonuses. Don't forget also, he's into spoilers, but he's taken a command trait that lets D3 units make a 5-inch scout move at the start of the game. So he's got a 3-drop, so he's controlling stuff.
Yep.
First Brain Squig. Thanks not only for subscribing, but for working out how to gift one. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Tatafishy, all the tables look great. I like the impassable terrain rule too. Thank you. Stupid climbing rule is stupid. That's a good point. I agree. The Nurgle Knights are going to be super tough. Yeah, super tough to deal with, and it's going to be fun watching them run around all the time. Also, thanks for we did it. Did we do a hype?
Another hype train.
Oh my god. Okay,
just keep that hype train going.
How many days? I was thinking about this last night actually, just before bed. I thought, how many times are you going to watch the start of a sport?
Dunno. Don't watch that much sport.
Well, there's this one.
Yep.
Any others?
No, not really.
No, maybe we shouldn't even call it a sport. Maybe none of us like sports.
I've
just realised the flaw in the whole system.
There's lots of people in here like sport.
Yeah, that's true. But hopefully they like tSports.
Yeah, see?
tSports. It's better than...
And why is it a sport?
It's better than curling.
No, it's not, though.
It is better than curling.
I'm off. I'm running. I'm going to get beaten up.
Okay, so we're on table 2. I think that's about... look at that beautiful shot. Look at that. Amazing shot. Great work there. So we're back to table 2 in low turns Osyriarch, and we're about to see who goes first. Speckles gets a choice, and Speckles goes first.
Takes the turn.
Osyriarch Bone Reapers be going first. They've got Xantos, they've got Catacross, they've got Archeon, they've got 10 Kavalos Death Riders, and the 10 are there, the Mortek are here, and all the eels. Look, all the eels are on the board. Chris has just gone all on. He's not looking... Oh, wait, I'm sure he's got some off the board. If Table Boss, if you could just give me an update, I'm sure some are off the board. Oh, Jimmy, thanks also for donating some to the... 6 are off the board.
Yeah.
6 off the board.
And so a Prime.
Oh, and the Prime. Don't forget, the Celestin Prime is in this list, and he's a devastating piece.
Yep.
He's going to be able to go... I can't wait to watch Crime versus Catacross. Who you voting for?
A Catacross.
Catacross? Oh, really? You think he's going to take it?
Not personally, but I think Catacross would take a Prime.
Okay. But we're all, at this stage, we want all the Eels to lose all the time. Even though they're nice guys. Chris and Dan. We're just
great guy, not a great list.
Great guy. You're going to have to really pull me back from the edge of just always criticising the Eels. I need you to know that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait, but don't forget, like we learned last time, when we see the Prime come in, we're going to need big shouts of, "It's Prime time!"
Okay. I'll get my best boxing announcer voice on for that one.
That's what I want to see. Okay, so the Osyriarch Bone Reapers are going first this turn. Yep. So the real question is what we're going to see them actually do. Are we going to see them push out, or are we going to see them do... Or we can see them do anything.
I think in theory what you're going to see is these Death Riders come around here, these Death Riders come around here, these Mortex shore up this. Probably this. I think this portion here is going to shore up, but realistically, these Death Riders want to push out and get early point lead. Because what Speckles' issue was last game that he got boxed in. So in round 1, we saw Speckles get boxed in, and he never pulled that score back.
Yep, that's true.
So this time, I think... And I might be wrong, but I think maybe his head's going to tell him to play more aggressively, to score high early on, and to make Chris work for his game.
It's true. Okay, that's interesting. I'll be very excited to see how that actually ends up working out. But Speckles, right now, he's activated Catacross. I think that's why he's taken the turn, by the way, so he can give his whole army that +1 save before it gets a bit wild and a bit nasty later. Don't forget, we're waiting until waterboarding. So turn 3, we've got 3 turns to go until it gets a bit messy, and then they're going to get Orbistrikes first on the whole army. So we're going to have to wait for that. Let's go back to the Cavern of Gasmore on table 1 and just see what's going on there. So as you can see, Andy with those Uruks, he's deployed now pretty heavily. That big block of 30 looks like is that a teleporting? Has he deployed that in a fist? Has he deployed that? And he has chosen to go first. We've just caught this at the start. It looks like he has produced a fist. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay.
Fist of Doom.
Fist of Doom.
He's like, here's my 30 boys. They're in a fist now. In about 5 seconds, they won't be. And so because they'll be in your face.
And so Dan it seems he's left one of his blocks of 6 eels off the board. Or maybe 2 blocks of 6 eels off the board, actually. Because he's just got all eels all the time. So both 6s are off. And then in my opinion, he's just baiting in that big teleport. He wants it to go in here, and then he's going to come in, which is why you've got this here. So these 2 screens are meant to block off any eels coming in here and here. The problem is if he takes all of the yellow, pushes it forward, just leaves a gap at the back.
Yeah.
So we'll see what this is. So 2 points for the centre objectives, 1 point in this situation if you're looking on the left for the Uruks, 4 points if they manage to take the objective on the right.
Yep.
I mean, what's the narrative here? Why are they going to be in this realm of death? What are they looking for? I mean, isn't this where Andy re-summoned all his lads last time?
Yeah.
That's why he's here.
In the realm of death, he stomped through the Osyriarch Bone Reapers, and now they're just going to keep fighting.
Yep.
Stomp through one army, find some fish, and they're hungry now. They've been fighting. They've fought for 5 whole turns. They're hungry. They smelt some tuna. They're all in. What more do you want from life?
They're ready to
fighting and food.
Nothing more.
There you go.
That's all I've ever wanted, truth be told. And so this first turn, I wonder if we're going to see the big, obviously +1 damage going to go on. Are we going to see the teleport?
It's so dangerous in this game, though, isn't it? With Dan being blue and that one being worth 4 for him, it's 2 on the 2 centre ones, yeah?
Yep.
So, actually, the objective in his opponent's deployment is... here comes the teleport.
Oh, he's doing it.
Is worth more than... is worth the same as all the others on the board.
Okay, so the teleport's going to come in. We'll see where they go down. I think he's going to try and pin stuff back. Let's come back to this game after the teleport. Let's just see what's going on in Table 2 in Luton's Ossuary, where, of course, we're seeing Chris versus Speckles.
Oh, I was right. Look at that. He's pushed forward.
He has pushed forward.
There you go.
You were right. How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like you getting into commentary. That's fun.
I think he's got to. I think he needs the early score in this. And also, he wants to try and bait those eels into stopping before turn 3.
He has. So going over onto table 3 right now in the Urswood in the Seraphon mirror match, just for a second. I think we're still in deployment. Is that correct? They've just shake. Okay, so first turn. James is taking the first turn. He's not letting what happened.
There we go.
He's not letting. Oh wait, he's been given the first turn. He's been given the first turn.
So it's basically what we talked about before, isn't it? That Darren's seen his plan last game, decided that maybe it wasn't the greatest plan, and so therefore is mixing it up.
Yeah, he is, and also Battle for the Past is played differently.
Yeah.
They seem about the same, right? Because focal points and Battle for the Past, like you're like, oh, it's just kind of objectives around the middle, but it couldn't be any more different. A lot of it is to do with protecting your backfield, unlike focal points, where focal points is a lot to do with circling around generally, and then sometimes people just push into the center and then extend power out. In this situation, it's very different. It's maintaining a solid center line, and then also ensuring that the back is safe.
Yeah.
And so you have to play differently and generally tend to trade off on these and then look for the sneak. Very rarely do people push. Oftentimes you'll see armies circle each other, so they'll circle through like this, while the yellow army will circle through like this. Darren's army is on the far right-hand side, and then James's army is on the left. So that's how those.
So on the right is the bad guys, on the left is
the good guys.
Right is
the bad guys this time. Left is the good guys. However, table 4, just to keep you guys updated.
In the Amber Plains.
In the Amber Plains, exactly. So we found out that the Blood Sisters are the ones that have been bellacored. Yeah, that's right, a conspiratable whisper. Yeah, get involved with us, Twitch chat. Keep it quiet, don't text anyone. There they are. So those blood sisters have been bellacored. So James, you were not right. He didn't go for Marathi. Oh no, you do. Yeah,
I said in the end I think Marathi was the option.
Yeah, but he didn't go for Marathi, and instead he's gone for the blood sisters. They can do some phenomenal output.
Yeah, I think the problem was in this he had the choice of 3, didn't he? Really, his choice was 3 because all of them were scary.
Yeah, they're all scary. They're all strong. Okay. Yeah, and so I think they're all issues at this point, right? They're all issues, but they've got to. So this game is going to be fought very differently to the last game that we saw, because they're not as slow. No. They're not as fast as any of the other armies. So they're actually going to play what I like to call traditional Warhammer. They're going to walk places and do things
instead of being flying fish.
Yeah, or just teleporting. Okay, so we just go on table 3 really quickly. In the Ursula, James has got his Croak onto the Balewind. So the good Croak is on the Balewind.
So he's now at plus. Oh no, just his extra range.
Plus extra range, yeah. But he naturally gets +1 to cast. Ashroth Banner adds another 1. Constellation will add a third 1. So he's got +3 to cast. Yeah, the other Croak who's inside the Realm Shaper can try to unbind, but he has got Comet's Call off. And that's really important because Darren has got really key pieces in 2 Star Priests and a Priest. And it's really important. If he can take out the Star Priests or the Priests early, he neuters Darren's output massively, which is going to be quite interesting. However, Darren doesn't have to worry because Darren's got 1 Ginger Psycho. That's what he's got. He's got a man who, an entire world being destroyed didn't stop Gotrek from still being alive and ready to drink beer and punch things.
But he couldn't kill a dead frog last game.
Well, he could not kill a dead frog. He really needs to pick that up this time, right? Yeah, so Bellacor's ability, what it does is you pick a unit and you roll a 5 up and it stops you from casting magic, moving, shooting, charging and fighting. So you have to roll a fight up for each one. And so he's killed the Skink Priest. No, he hasn't. So the Skink Priest has taken 3 mortal wounds already. So that means Darren has to play super aggro, or he just has to let that damage come in. Yeah. Because that's why Comet's Call is so good. Because look where he is. He's here, and he's just like, I mean, I'm not even sure where the Skink Priests are, but they're just.
So he's strong range anyway. So it's like 80. Is it?
No, it's just board wide. It's board wide. So it's madness is what we're seeing right now, madness. And we're going to see, and next turn, he's going to be able to do it again. So all your key characters can basically be dead by turn 2 if you play against Seraphon.
Lovely.
Yeah. For there's no downside. All you do is cast a spell 1 turn, spell next turn, you lose all your key characters. Okay, so back to table 1. We're straight in.
Back to the Caverns of Gasmore.
Caverns of Gasmore. They've seen this before. There we go. That's more of the net that we talked about. So those 30 Uruk Hard boys, 30 Uruk Hard boys have charged into the eels. But he wanted this. Look, he's got room to bring the 12s on, and he's just gonna hammer them in. Or, maybe he's not. Maybe he's gonna bring him here and just take out the Maw Crusher.
I think the sensible option is, for me, what he does here is drops all those electrocutes, smashes out as many of those hard boys as he can, brings the 6 on here, the 6 on here, goes for that, and over here, hopefully he'll have left so few hard boys that then he just ignores them for the rest of the game.
See, I get that. Take out the Maw Crusher's good.
Well, because then I think for me it's just the flat 4 points you get from taking this point.
Well, there is, but you could do what eels do best. Take out the small unit. And be like, cool, you've got less units now. Problem is those Uruks are going to take out more of this. Now, there's a really interesting thing going on with the command ability for Bloodtooths. So the command ability for Bloodtooths is at the end of the combat phase, is you can pick a Bloodtooths unit and they can make a move as normal.
Okay.
So normally, I'll just pick you off. Great shot, by the way. Look how beautiful that is. That is a gorgeous board, gorgeous armies. Great work there. This is the Caverns of Gasmore. That's right. Oh man, that just looks sweet. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that? Look at the fire. like fire eels as
Fire
well.
eels?
I don't think I even mind those ones, just because they're better.
Are you saying you like them because they're pretty?
I think that's what I'm saying, and I'm alright about it. Like, I think that's fun. Look at Lotan. It's
So
a great
shallow.
colour scheme, right? Can I get a close-up on some of those eels, please? I'm just going to call that. Yeah, them eels are nice. I agree. I think it's super cool seeing them replay as it looks like Darren has taken a very different approach this time. Dwellers Below, thank you. That's the point of it. It's very different. And also different to see how much the game's changed shape in the battle plans. Like we planned it.
It's like you knew what you were talking about.
High five myself. Anyway, less of that. I'm sure there's still loads of problems that we didn't cover, so feel free to let us know about those as well.
There we go.
Look at them. They look great. Oh, that's fine. Well done, boys.
We saw him.
Yeah, that'll do. The fancy cameras are having a word with each other today. So, they've hammered this. Oh, command ability. I've told you the 4-inch move.
Yeah.
So basically, if he wipes out all the eels, if there was a character in range to use the command ability, which is not, he'd be able to make an extra 4-inch move and move on to the objective.
Right.
Which you normally there's like almost no other time you can do that. Like your new hammer elves that I know that you love, they're able to push units forward. But in this situation, he could wipe out a unit and move on to an objective. Normally, people screen right on the edge, like you see in Dandu here. So it's actually a really cool command ability. You just don't see it very often. And also, that teleport is so good. Tell me that's not a list you wouldn't play all the time. Like, what do you do? I turn up, 3 drops, I teleport 30-yard boys, and then hopefully later I roll a 4+. You're like, what a great list. You play that drunk, you play that like half cut, you like whatever you want. Like,
whatever day you're having, you just need a 4. I might buy that list and then buy a dice that's just 4, 5, and 6 twice. Like, every time. How does that happen? Because it doesn't matter when you're at the bottom.
It's true. It's true. Okay, so let's. So that's what's going on table 1, and we'll see that combat play through. Going over onto table 2 in Lotan's Osyriarch over here. So 6 eels have just arrived here, just behind Speckles' line. So those 10 Death Riders here are going to get hit with 2 lots of 3 eels here, and 2 more lots of 3 eels here. Looking to take
these Death Riders might be in trouble from all these eels here.
That's also true. So there's also there's the stake keeping off the board, which is always a tactic that the Idoneth can do. And at this stage, there's no point talking about Idoneth as if they're anything other than a single model faction, because they aren't. Like anyone
What
says,
do you mean? There's some eels and 1 hero. That's 2 models.
Don't forget, also Pointy Man.
Also the man that gives you a more guaranteed charge from anywhere, just pointing at people.
Does Speckles have the 5+ mortal wound save from Arcan? Great question. We will find out if he cast any spells for the mortal wound save.
From last game, he's going to have Nagashi's protection as well.
On Arcan. No 5+ DPR has been cast at all. So he's not got that. But down here you got Xantos. Xantos won't survive that. To be honest, this one seems... I'm calling this now. It's over.
I don't know.
No, yep, it's over.
We'll find out in a minute.
Okay, so because what happens is all 10 Death Riders die, the other Death Riders die, and then he's only got 4 units left to try and score objectives.
Yep.
And then
but what if they don't die? Because last round in round 1, do you remember? Last round, round 1, 5 of those little Death Riders got charged by what?
A Maw Crusher.
And what did you say was going to happen?
No, you said it.
I did not. We'll go back and listen.
Check the tapes.
You were like, "Oh, it's going to kill them." I didn't say anything. And how many did it kill? It just killed 1.
This is a one and done, ladies and gentlemen. This one is over right now. Maybe just a flat mismatch. Effectively.
Yeah, maybe. And I think the other problem was what Speckles, I think he definitely needed to push out because he wanted to force this fight before turn 3. But the problem is I think he's, there is too much of a fight.
Yeah, way too much. Way too much. So over onto table 4.
The Amber Plains.
Yeah, the Amber Plains. We haven't seen this match, so I'm excited to see this game get started. So as you can see, Rick's moved up aggressively with his knights. So Rick took the first turn.
Yep.
He did this pre-game move. They were the only ones that did. They moved, and then they moved again. The Marauders have done a teleport here. They're going to be looking for the Sisters of Slaughter.
Yep.
They're fairly weak. or unsurvivable compared to like. It's weird to think about when you normally think about Sisters of Slaughter or you think about Witch Elves, you're like basically indestructible. But as soon as they're in something else, and obviously these are Calibron ones.
Yeah, not Hagnar.
Not Hagnar. They're very, very different. And I think we've got the Hagnar man himself, Mr. Benjamin Savage, in the chat, who will obviously talk about the fact that they are bonkers good. And as a Bone Reapers player says Malekith, eels are always difficult. The eels just run rings around you. Also, as a Bone Reapers player, Speckles, because of the ban phase, lost access to any of his shooting that he could have used to threaten stuff anywhere on the board. Oh, okay, big. That's pretty big. Let's go back to let's go back to Lotan's Osyriarch.
So let's just before we go back to Lotan's Osyriarch.
No, I said something different. I said something different. So James did point out that in combat they could fluff it. But we had forgot to talk about the fact that if they didn't charge...
if they failed all their charges...
Yeah, well, they failed... So they failed...
one unit's got
a lot. 1 unit... Oh, no. So 3 units failed. 3 units have failed. 3 units have failed. So not all of the units. So I think those 10 Death Riders are still dead. But I think the 5 are still alive.
That's big, though.
Maybe. I mean, it means Xantos can, like, countercharge, which is quite interesting, over here. So Xantos is here. He could countercharge into these, which I think that's blue's difficult to see on the screen. So he could charge in there. I mean, even the Death Riders, actually, like, if you buffed them up, give them an extra attack. So extra attack, get them to do the wedge charging. You might take out quite a lot of those, to be honest, which means if you go back to the top down, all he's really got to do is take out as many of these eels as he can with Cat across, and then he's just got to deal with the prime and everything else.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, so Marathi. So let's talk about what's happening on table 3. So the Erstwood. I'm pretty certain that's. So the skinks have teleported here, and this is a big one. They have 40 skinks have teleported. They've got. Let me talk about the buffs that they've got. They do mortal wounds on 60s to hit. Yep. They've got +1 to hit as well.
Yep.
They've got +1 save, and they're rerolling saves of 1 against shooting. So. So we've heard Darren's tactic is he's just going to roll 3 pluses with Gotrek. All day long. So he's taken those skinks, and they're here now, right? At the top of the board. Let's just double check on that. The board looks at... Yes, they're at the top of the board. Yes, let's go for that.
There.
Oh, okay. There we go. Our fancy UI so we can draw pictures is hiding a piece of the screen that you guys can all see. So they're here.
And they are going to shoot Croak.
They are? Are they going to shoot Croak? Yes. Where's Gotrek on the field? There. No, he's here. Gotrek's,
maybe.
Gotrek's here. Yeah, he's...
But wouldn't you kill Croak? Because then no command points, no counter spell casting.
He's garrison. Croak is garrison, so he's -1 to hit.
80 shots, mortal wounded on a 6.
Yeah, maybe. I think I'd prefer to take Gotrek out in this situation.
Just to upset Darren.
Well, no, but once he's...
It's to upset Darren, isn't it?
Okay. Because you have to play on those objectives, and once you're there, you're not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're not getting anywhere. Yeah, Scrivo is our tech priest for today. Absolutely. So there we go. That's where everyone is. So Croak's inside the Realm Shaper right there, and I think if we just pan up a tiny bit with that camera, we'll see our man Gotrek is on. Look how cool the river is, by the way.
Little lake.
Oh, so the yellow skinks shot at Croak or Gotrek.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, some Razordon shot.
Yeah, so the Razordon. So the Razordon's here. They've shot at these skinks here, and they did nothing. Which is 4d6 shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Croak, thank you very much, Hawkeye. Gets +1 save as well while also in the Realm Shaper. So -1 to hit, +1 save. It's pretty tanky.
80 shots, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's enough. You'd have to do, to kill him, you have to do 14 mortal wounds.
Fine. There we go.
All right.
Told ya.
Okay. All right. Fine. He's shooting. He's fine. He's doing it. He's shooting Croak with the skinks.
So I think the other problem is that if Gotrek charges him, he can Overwatch.
He needs a character nearby.
Okay, so maybe not.
Okay, so there's only 4 skinks that can't see.
Okay.
So there's still going to be a ton
and
of
they're
going
to shoot Gotrek, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Gotrek's going to have some little pop shots with those lungs of steel.
Yeah. So,
16-inch.
So a lot of people... So Studios in the chat is like, look, he's going to get it. 16 mortal wounds, so it could be close. We'll come back to that. There's going to be a lot of dice rolls in that one. Let's go over to table 1, check out what's happening with those Uruks and see what they've duffed up. Oh, no, they've not duffed up a lot. They've not duffed up a lot, and now we're into the Eels' turn. Only 2 Eels died.
And 4 Aetherwings.
And 4 Aetherwings, of course.
So maybe what he wanted to do was shut down some of those as well.
So he's used the Aetherwings to screen out some of those attacks. Those Ard boys, like that big brick of 30, is awesome. But getting that footprint in to apply all that damage is quite hard. That's why sometimes you see like 6-score Grunters or smaller bricks of Brutes with the +1 damage. And also, don't forget, they're playing Ironjawz and not Big War.
Yeah.
Big War, you get +1 to hit, +1 to wound. So it's 2s and 2s, which is just wild with damage too. And that Rend 1 that the Ard boys have. And then in this situation, they're not quite that. So it's 3s, Rend 1 and 2 damage. So it's not quite the level of output that you think that you normally see. So, yeah. So the Chopper has played against Dan in Heat 1 in January. And he says, I hate playing Eels. Well, who doesn't? Let's be real. I think even the Eels players, if I'm honest with you.
No, they always tell you how good they are. How well balanced their points are. And how they can't help it that it's a one model army.
Well, let's look at what Dan's doing in his movement and see where he's actually moving his stuff to. So he's moved his 3 Eels out here that were there. I don't think he's brought any on. He's still got those 2 blocks of 6 off the board.
But they would come on at the end of the movement phase?
Yeah, they would come on at the end of the movement phase. So really, we should wait to see where we think they're going to go, because I feel like the threat's got to come here, right? Andy's obviously moved these guys off. So he's got more of a space here into the Maw Crusher.
There's 2 ways, isn't there? So there's the route that I talked about earlier, which is straight into this here and into this Maw Crusher, or the route that you said, which is here, and minimise the amount of models on the board. Yeah,
Okay, so we're just going back very quickly to table 3.
The Erstwood.
The Erstwood. 80 skink shots, mortal wounds on 6s to wound, loads of shots. They didn't want quite 80, it was like 72 or something. How many mortal wounds did Croak take over on table 3 on the Erstwood? He took 2.
Not blowing hard enough.
No, 16 inches. It just needs to go. Yeah. Anyway, that's 2 wounds. Right, so jumping over to table 4 on the Ambi Plains, we saw the Marauders, which we were talking about earlier, which went in, and also the Chaos Knights all got into the Sisters of Slaughter. So they're all in there. So they did. They've killed. We're going to get from our table boss exactly how many they did, but they also did some wounds to Morathi, which is really important before she gets big. 6 Sisters of Slaughter. And did 3 wounds to Morathi. That's massive. Morathi being just here in the corner. That means Morathi, when she goes big,
it's only going to have 6.
Is only going to have 6 wounds, and it's basically made her like half dead.
Yeah. Because
she now can die in 2 turns. That's really big. That Marauder charge. And you do have to ask yourself why Ethan doesn't put something just in front of her to make sure she couldn't get charged.
Who knows?
Who agreed? Who knows? So where Morathi is located, let's just find. Oh no, let's go back to that shot. That was great. It was so helpful. Thank you very much. Morathi's here. So those Marauders.
So the Marauders, because that charge.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, well, I mean, Marauders will make an 11-inch charge 35 out of 36 times.
Yeah, because they're great.
Okay, so just quickly pop it back to table 1. That's actually really big. That's a clutch charge and a clutch. I mean, it's a pretty guaranteed charge, but really, really important. So the Eels are coming in like we talked about, as we saw here on table 4 on the Amber Plains. Not Unplane, sorry, Table 1 on the Caverns of Gasmore.
That's the
so
one.
the eels are in now. Oh, they're on the board.
Oh, here we go. So
and they're coming in where you said. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's a hard one, isn't it? Because he either went for trying to score high early game, or he went for scoring lower but minimising the amount of scoring that Andy could do for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But I guess taking out that Maw Crusher, that's probably the one thing that's going to decimate a unit of eels quite quickly, was also important.
Yeah, very important. Yeah, there really isn't a lot of output in the army other than that 30 block and also the Maw Crusher. I mean, the 10s can, but I mean, if they can get to the War Chanters, that's the key, because they're force multipliers for the army, and it's really important.
Yeah.
So going over onto table 3,
which is the Erstwood.
The Erstwood is the first turn for the bad Seraphon. So Darren Seraphon get his first turn. So there are 40 skinks that have been teleported.
That Gotrek can go hang out with.
They've been teleported here, but that's on purpose, right? That's on purpose because the objectives are here.
Yep.
But the enemy is here, and so that is all on purpose.
Yeah. So something's got to now go deal with those skinks.
Yeah, something. It has to be like something fairly major, like Gotrek. And James is giving Darren a really interesting choice. He's like, you want to be here.
Yep.
But here is where you're you best apply your damage.
It's also really interesting too, right? Because if Gotrek goes and engages those skinks, he's then miles away from anything that matters.
Miles away.
As a little chap with a 4-inch move.
Which is really, really important. And just because of our technology, we can't actually see exactly where that skink unit ends. But even if he charges here, he's still got no further towards the objectives. So,
well, he's moving away. Huh? That's what matters, isn't it? He's moving away from the objective.
Yeah.
To deal with skinks. And he might not go through them in a turn. I mean, he should.
He will go through them in a turn.
I mean, he didn't kill a Grog.
Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. So, yeah, he's pretty much going to make a linear line. In fact, actually, it looks like James has intentionally removed, as you can see, some models here to put them over here. And also, so Darren's got like a really interesting kind of like set of decisions to make in that setup. He also is right now about to lose a bunch of his models. He's got his Skink Star Priest and his Skink Priest.
Yep.
Both of whom have taken mortal wounds from Comet's Call. So he also can teleport 40 Skinks.
Yeah.
Who knew? Yeah, who knew that would be good? Did you know that there's a sub-faction you can take for Seraphon, James, that makes all of the incoming damage reduced by 1, and it's not even the best option in the Seraphon book?
Get a better draw attack as well, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And so... Okay, so 2 hours left on the round, and Croak is out of the Realm Shaper.
He's realised it's not a good place to be.
It's going to be Combat Croak, baby.
I hope so.
They're going to double down. Like this is kind of Lethal Weapon 2. You know, like, they're, like, basically Gotrek, yeah, he's just running in, going mad. Yeah, he's Mel Gibson in this situation. Yeah, and then Danny Glover's Croak's like, I'm too old for this. Yeah, too old, you're dead. You're a dead frog. So going over to table 2 very quickly in Lowtown's Ossuary. This is important. The Death Riders at the top survived those charges.
Oh, what did you say was going to happen?
All right, okay. I don't know what's going on today. We're going into priority. Speckles has won the priority roll.
So I think he takes it.
Huh?
He takes it to bring back Death Riders, right?
Yes, he's definitely taking it. He's definitely taking this turn. That's massive for Speckles. All of his Death Riders here survived. Incredible. Those are also survived, which is good. And then in this situation, like, he's got Catacross who can start getting into eels here. So there's 3 of them. Even the... Do you know what? He's got... that's not Catacross. Sorry, that's Arcan. So he's going to fly Arcan away, send Catacross in, start duffing those guys up. He can send these guys in to deal with these. And then... I mean, there's still a lot of eels down there. That's not an inconsiderable amount of wounds. That's 36 wounds in eels on a 5-up save. 5-up save? Eels got 4-up?
4-up.
I'm sure they got a 5-up. But yeah, Combat Croak is awesome. So Croak is really... Why Combat Croak is fun? Yeah, Danny Glover Croak, as he's now going to be known. I'm too old for this, Gotrek. That's right. Riggs and Gotrek going in. Riggs' Gotrek. So they're going to be running in. So he gets an attack for every model within X range.
Yep.
It might be 3 inches. I think it is 3 inches. So he's going to get a lot of attacks. All at rend 1, doing damage 1. 3s and 3s. So he's going to run in there and do that. That's in the other game, not this game. In this game, Speckles has got a chance.
Yeah.
Speckles has got more of a chance in this game. It's still tough, but he's got more of a chance than he had previously. He's got mortal wound shooting he can do out from Arcan. Maybe Arcan can pick a unit off. I doubt it, but maybe he could. And then he needs to be less defensive with Catacross and just throw him in there. That has to be the key part.
Get him being a baller.
Yeah, he needs to get him beaten up. Yeah. Okay, so just running over to table 4 on the Amber Plains. I just want to do a quick checkup and see how that combat's going here between. Look at those Sisters of Slaughter being removed from the table by Ethan. Yeah, those Chaos Knights, Mark of Nurgle, have gone 30. So he's taken a bunch out. So he had a 6-up save, and it is rerollable, but they are all gone. So this is Slaughter gone. It's one. So it's just one unit. Like, you know, Marathi's half wounded. That's probably the biggest play here. Like, ultimately, Marathi going big.
Well, she's got to at this point, right?
Yeah, she's got to. But then she's just going to be going into the Marauders, and instead she really, really wants to be going into the Chaos Knights. Then the Bud Sisters can go into the Chaos Knights in this situation, but then...
If Be'lakor drops his ability, they can't. Or they might not be able to.
Yes, of course, that's why he's picked it. He's planned this the whole way. So he's going for this the whole time. Blood Sisters get Be'lakor this turn. So if Be'lakor just activates the ability here, those Blood Sisters are going to do nothing, and then this is all Rick's game straight off the bat. That's wild.
So we could see a turn 1.
Turn 1, really. I mean, like, yeah, it's still to play out, but basically, yes.
And it also depends on that 5-up, right? So if he activates it back, all that's going to come from it is, can he roll a 5-up to move? It might not matter. Can he roll the 5-up to charge? Does matter. Can he roll the 5-up to fight? Does matter.
Does matter. Yeah. So he's got to make 2 clutch 5-ups.
Yeah. One after the other.
Wow. I mean, it can happen. I mean, we've already had some incredible games where stuff has just gone left and right. You know, there's been some big swings. So and I think Ethan really, really needed to put some other units around Marathi to not take that early damage. Otherwise, because she would be alive for 2 more turns. And I think Rick took it because he saw the opportunity to take it.
Yeah.
But then maybe it was bait. But now look, those Blood Sisters are already in that matchup, so they were already piled in. So they're not even going to be, unless they end up wiping out these Marauders. Let's just get a top down, see if there's a character nearby the Marauders, because they're not very brave Marauders. They maraud well, but they're not brave. No, none of the characters are nearby, so they've just slung all the way forward. So it does look like they could run away.
I don't think it matters at this point, though.
You don't think?
I don't think 160 point of Marauders doesn't matter.
No, but like getting them gone is going to be important.
It matters to Ethan. But I think for Rick, his trade-off's been incredible.
Oh no, his trade-offs have been fantastic. He's loving that. He's like all about that. Really happy, really, really happy. Are these same battle plans for next week? Yes, sir. Yes, they are. Because then you get to I think one of the good things is, and then for stage 2 of the Super Series, we'll change up all the battle plans, and for the final, we'll change up the battle plans again, so everyone can get the excitement. Obviously, knife to the heart 3 times for the final. That's what I'm going to see played.
So there are 5 Marauders left. However, it's probably a good chance they're going to battle shock.
Right, let's find out what. Oh, they've already run.
Okay, so they finished that.
That's really important. Let's go back to table 1. Caverns of Gasmore. You said the Eels were coming on. You said that they should hit the Maw Crusher. Look at that.
He's gone.
They are gone. Right there. There was a Maw Crusher. There is no longer a Maw Crusher. That is a tough time for Andy. Tough time, because now that back objective, going into the priority roll right there. I'll check on those, Dollars Blow. Thanks very much. And if that's Nick, big love to you. And if it's not Nick, or whoever it is, big love also. The run in there, that situation is
huge.
Because
at this point, it looks like he's probably got one more model on there, so he's going to score the strong 4 from there. He's going to score the 1 from here. He's missing those 2 middle ones, but it's 3 each, so he's not going to score that objective this round. But I guess it doesn't matter because he's playing the long game, right?
Yeah, it is.
By taking that Maw Crusher out, because he can send 6 eels up here to deal with this, 6 eels out here to deal with this. I mean, you wouldn't want to be those orcs now.
No. I think Dan has played an excellent game here. Really, really happy with this. He's going to be, and it didn't really make loads of sense why Andy threw them forward. Like, it didn't make it.
But that's his pony. You get the alpha.
Don't love-o me. Don't you love-o me. If you guys aren't referencing, we will write up the lore of tSports at some point, and we'll start to reference some of the. When you get the alpha, you take the alpha. But as you guys know, the audience, you guys know, that is not what you should always do. Okay, let's go over to table 2, into Lotan's Osyriarch. Let's look at some more eels on this tabletop and see what they are doing. So Chris playing a bit of a Chris had a bit of a blinder in the last round. Like, his charges didn't pay off. We've seen the Death Riders now. They're moved over here. They're going to try and take. Oh, they're charging in already. He's got to be avoiding.
Oh, and we can see. So we've got some Death Riders back up here, have we?
Yeah. He will have put down 2, 1, maybe at least 2.
But none of this has changed. So Archaon's still there. Why is it?
Wait, Archaon's still there and he hasn't put Cat across in. Why? I just don't know why we haven't seen Catacross go in, because he needs to just start blocking out units.
Speckles likes the model too much.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's a beautiful model. I can understand why, but he needs to. Or maybe he's just going to go for the... Oh, no, he's throwing the Mortek in instead. To be fair, why take wounds on a character? I mean, you can heal himself, though, so...
And also, he gets better.
Yeah.
It's like a mangler squig. You want to be hit.
A bit, but not loads. A bit. Yeah, I don't know.
He's like a 20 wound model.
With a 3-up save.
10 wounds doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true. Alright, okay.
You've still got more than any Stormcast hero. You're like, half dead. Still better than anyone on the, Chosen of Sigmar.
Yeah, okay. Alright, you make a good point. Okay, so let's go back over onto table 3 in the Earthsword. Let's see what Darren's counterplay was to what was a great fun. He also he re-telepointed. Look at this. It's a full mirror. A full mirror. These skinks went there. Those skinks went there. But these are Darren's skinks that went over here. They ended up. They've shot off all of the pterodons.
Oh, those poor little birdies.
Well, it's a very different setup to what he's decided to target, as you will. Like, if you see what Darren did was he screened his skinks with some more skinks, so that James didn't make that play, and then he took the unit of skinks that were over here in the top. He's teleported them over there. Still threatening this objective, which is good, with all of the buffs on his characters when he needs them. So then he's able to apply pressure in 2 places. So next turn, he can either apply pressure here into the centre if James moves, but James has to now go and deal with that. Stick it on with King Chief. We saw him do some work. So the unit... So the unit of Skinks at the back is about to shoot the Stegodon. So that's Skink Chief versus...
It's probably not long for the world.
I really like that model. I really like his inclusion as well. Plus, don't forget, he's the Croak Killer.
Yeah, that is true.
Croak Unmasker. Last time he took 3 Skystroke bolts to the face and took out a crow. This time, is he just going to die to a hail of strong-lunged skinks?
Blow harder, lads! Let's see.
Oh, what a great shot. Great shot. Well done, cameraman. Big love. Love that. There we go. Is he going to go down?
I imagine so. He's a 4-up save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably dead.
He's probably dead.
But then we've seen some crazy rolls.
So he's taken 7 mortal wounds, and he's got 18 saves to make.
Excellent. So he's got about 3 wounds left.
Yeah, already. Yeah, so it's probably dead.
Yeah, I imagine so.
He's dead. He's out. That is a dead Skink Chief on Stegodon. Goodbye to him. So it's funny watching them teleport these skinks around. But look at what's happening in the meta game of this. Nothing is in the middle.
Yeah.
They're all like, nah, not playing that game.
We're just going to try and alpha each other with 40 skinks.
Consistent. What you got? 40 skinks? What you got? 40 skinks? It's like, let me check my pockets. What's there? 40 skinks?
Which skinks roll better?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's paying for his crime because last time he killed the Croak, right?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, so obviously we've also got Gotrek is charged in. Did Croak make the charge? That's the real question.
Yep.
He's also in. Holy. Wow, okay, so we're going over to table 4. Be'lakor did activate his ability on the Blood Sisters. The Blood Sisters have made a 5+ to move. That's one of 3 5+ they need.
One that matters.
The one that matters. Oh no, there's 2 more that matter.
Yeah.
The charge.
One of 3.
One of 3. One of 3. So they need to make 2 more 5+ to charge in here because of Be'lakor's ability. Morathi hasn't gone big. Oh no, has. Morathi's gone big and is over here. So you assume that. Okay, so Rick scored the bait. So the secondary, Rick scored the bait for killing the Marauders.
Yep. Or letting his
Marauders die. So he scored that secondary as well. It's going to be nice to look at all the secondaries in the post-match analysis, see what they took, see if they started out with a difficult to achieve secondaries, or they started out with the easy ones, get them in the bank.
Yeah.
We'll see for later. So I just want to stick with this and see if we get that 5+. Obviously, a lot of the other movement you just have to move around, but I mean, Morathi can go into those Chaos Knights as well. And then once that big brick of Chaos Knights goes down...
She's only got 6 wounds left, though.
She has only got 6 wounds left. She can take 3 this turn, and then maybe even 3 the next turn. I'm not sure. But if you look... I mean, look at... I don't know why the legend or the fishmonger himself...
Yep.
That's right. The Chaos Lord and Karkadrak. He doesn't go over and just basically tank the earth. I basically think he's indestructible at this save. Like, when people are like, what's his save? Like, 1 up, 4 up DPR.
What's his save? Doesn't matter, he doesn't die.
He doesn't die. He can fight all the eels. Also, that's a good point. Okay. So on table 1 very quickly, if we go over to table 1.
To the Caverns of Gasmore.
Yeah, the Mawcrush had just died to electrocution.
Yeah.
And then they've piled in, they've charged. Oh no, they've piled in after, and then they've also taken out a War Chanter.
The one that brings people back on a 5.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's the game.
Yeah, definitely. Very much. I mean, he does still have to deal with this brick. Well, it's not actually, because...
But I think at this point he can leave this objective.
No, he can't, because then Andy's scoring 4 points every turn.
But it doesn't matter, because he's got 3 eels that go here, 6 that go here, 6 that hold this, till this guy gets there and holds it.
He still has to actually tick off all the boxes.
Oh, he has to. But I think he's got a much easier ride than Andy's going to have now.
Yeah,
because also he doesn't want to lose this 30 suddenly.
No,
So I know at lunch I had a chat to Andy and he was like, oh yeah, like, I wanted to lose Battle Shocks. I was removing banners. Like, I didn't want bravery. Like, I needed them to die. I needed that 4 up. And now he's going to have to play that the other way, where he's like, okay, these 30 matter again.
He's going to be really mad if you took his banner off already.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like, quick, get rid of the banners. I want them back. Oh, wait. No, now I'm in trouble.
Oh dear. And then if you look at so if we go back to table 3, because that's important.
In the Erstwoods.
Yeah, because the important point is about Morathi's ability. So you got the gaze of, I think it's called the gaze of Morathi. However, oh no, not table 3. Sorry, table 4. Table 4.
The
table
Amber
4.
Plains.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So the daughters, we're in the charge phase. The daughters came, which is quite important. On table 4, the Amber Plains. So there's the stare that Morathi has, and what Morathi could have done in that situation is picked out this knight, and then that would have broken coherency.
Okay.
And then he would have to lose 1/2 of the 2 for Battle Shock. So that would have been a cool little move. Oh, there we go. This Be'lakor. The Snakes failed their 5+, but there is a priority roll coming up.
Yeah, but now Ethan doesn't want it because he's got to do the same shenanigans again.
Yeah, but he's just got to roll the 5 up again. So Morathi's gone in on her own, to fight those Chaos Knights with the Mark and Nurgle. But if he gets the priority, it doesn't matter. Rolls that 5+ again, just goes in, just does it next time. It's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Also, he's actually given Rick the opportunity to pile in, which is gets him closer for the charge. Which is, you want to be closer for the charge, but are you going to be closer? Probably not. Okay, so jumping over onto table 3.
The Erstwood.
The Erstwood. So in this situation, so we are now at the James Hobbs won the priority for turn 2.
Just in combat. So Craig's got beaten up by the skinks.
Oh wow! Okay, so this is in combat. Gottrek's first round of combat killed 15, and then the skinks piled in, and they took Croak down to 2 wounds left.
15 skinks is 1 not enough.
Yeah, 1 not enough.
Still got double attacks.
Yeah, he didn't kill 16. So Gottrak went in, and he has let Darren down time and again.
On his birthday.
Oh, Gottrek's birthday.
Yeah, Gottrak, that's why he's here.
Yeah, so he's ended up, if he killed 1 more skink, then he would have had 1 less attack on all of his skinks.
So
but
it's
instead
30 attacks instead of 15.
And then he powered in and he put them all into Croak, and Croak's now only got 2 wounds left. Wow. Thanks everyone for joining us today, by the way. If you have enjoyed this, we've got 1 round later. This is the very first inaugural tSports event everywhere in the world.
tSports Genesis.
tSports Genesis. This is match 1 of stage 1, of which 8 teams are competing to take out the £1,000 prize pool. And you can watch all of those games back on Patreon later in the week, which is fun. Which in start to finish. And I listened to some of the audio recordings yesterday, and they sound quite nice. Quite crisp. We haven't tested it with actual wargamers screaming at each other, so we'll find out what that's going to be like.
Well, when Darren screamed earlier with his 13-inch Gotrek Cup,
you're gonna have to turn your speakers down.
I feel like that's one of those moments. You might be watching it in bed. Your other half might be next to you. Darren screams. Everyone wakes up. Someone gets hit with a bat.
Perfect.
Don't watch it there.
Okay, so let's get a close-up of that skink battle again, because it's making me smile a lot. Thank you. Oh no, that's our big Croak.
That's the other Croak. We want.
No, that's good. Croak. No, that's good. That's fine. I'm happy. Oh, we want evil Croak.
Bad Croak.
Yeah.
The bad Croak. Have you got the good Croak or the bad Croak? It's like some weird disease.
It is. Let's go over to table 2. Lotan's Osyriarch. So we're back to this match here, and we're seeing how Speckles has done in this match. He's taken out
3 eels.
3 eels here, and he took out the other 3 eels here, and he started to whittle down. Like we've said before, James, or like I was telling you before, eels are rubbish when they haven't charged.
Yeah.
I mean, as rubbish as they're ever going to be.
I think it just makes such a huge difference to their damage output, right?
Yeah, massive.
And that's the scary thing, because you almost want your eels not in combat at the beginning.
But you also don't want to charge them before they electrocute you. So it's like, never charge them, but also don't let them charge. Yeah. If you can play that game, what's that? Loads of boats, Carriage and Overlord shooting.
Or, do you know what else you do?
What?
Just take Basic Chaos and take a million models and just keep throwing them at them.
Just goats.
I've got Tengor.
Do you know what I call playing Beast of Chaos?
What?
Goat Simulator.
Nice.
Age of Sigmar edition.
I call it Hard Hammer.
That's good.
It would be Sylvaneth, but that's just not playing Warhammer anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. So look at those Osyriarch boys. So those Osyriarch boys were... Okay, all right. So, just talking about this for a moment. Those Osyriarch boys trying to hold on to that objective, but they're not long for this world. They're being snaked and flanked by all of these Futhwan.
Do you think Volturnus is going to go health or leather and go in?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to learn from his lesson last game, where he charged someone, didn't fight, and died?
Yeah, he really is rating himself better than he is, right? Isn't he, Volturnus?
I can take this Calgary Jack. No, you can't.
So we're in Andy's phase. He's gonna go after Volturnus first. I think is gonna be the plan. Right. So just quickly jumping over to table 3 in the Seraphon versus Seraphon matchup, which is looking pretty hot here. Croak is nearly dead. I think all of So all of this, Gotrek has killed all of the skinks.
Okay, which was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that Croak on 1 wound is probably quite intimidating.
It's good. It's a real good move, especially with Comet's Call coming in on the priority roll in a moment.
Yeah.
It'll be
another 40 skinks to teleport.
No, he hasn't got another 40 skinks. James has got 30 skinks.
Okay, so there's another 30 here.
One more time. Okay, no problem. So currently it's 5-5 on table 3. So that's the end of the turn. Priority coming in. Has the priority gone through is the question. We'll find out now. I think it could be... we don't know. I'm just... They both rolled a 2, so it's a draw. So that
it goes
means...
to Hobbs.
James is deciding. He's got to take it.
Yeah, he's taking it.
He's taking it. So it's 5-5. It's 5-5 right now. This is such an interesting match. Having already played each other.
Yeah.
Playing each other again. Different battle plan. Different way. The difference also as well is how separate they were at the start. So they're this far apart. So there was a much deeper deployment for James to hide back. Whereas last time there was literally nothing he could do when he was deployed here against the rapid advance of Darren's Fangs of Sotek Seraphon. So he doesn't really have many options. This one though, he does. Like he's had the options, and it's all about these teleports. And now he's just want to cast Comet Call. He's cast Comet's Call. He cast it, failed to dispel it. 4 targets. Croak's going to be one of them.
Croak and Croak.
No, it has to be different units.
But can you imagine?
Oh no! So he's going to go for the 2-star priests, the 2-star priest, the skink priest, and Croak. Is going to be he's never going to go for. Yeah. Yep. So, Croak is off. Bad Croak has been killed again.
He's still Bad Croak.
He's still Bad Croak. He's been murdered again from comets from the sky. This is
his own comets killed him.
In the night sky.
Maybe Bad
Croak's
comets come out the ground. Good Croak's comets come from the sky. Like it's like heaven or hell.
Was that singing Shooting Stars by
I think
Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
Great song.
Do that again.
Shooting Stars.
I'm sure if you sing, people will sub even more.
Oh, well, Fantastic says, and also great human being, love him loads. Bye, Felicia. So the skink priest has also gone as well. So is that a priest or the star priest? But it doesn't matter. Just a regular priest. Okay. So there's still 2 star priests on the board.
Okay. It's a scary moment, I would think, for Darren. To watch some of his key pieces just getting removed at this point now.
It's such an important part of of why the Seraphon are so dominant, why they're that S tier book, is because it's board wide.
Yep.
They sit in a corner and they go, "Oh, it's turn 2. You don't have any support pieces left," and you're like, "Wow, that's phenomenal."
And do you think it's interesting, isn't it? Because so in that piece of terrain, in the Realm Shaper engine, from all that shooting, Croak took 2 damage. He got out, charged them, and basically died.
Yeah, 2 skinks in combat, who are battle line.
Yeah, for 60 points for 10. But I think it's the most interesting bit. Like, he got out of that Realm Shaper engine, and he could have sat in there and let Gotrek deal with them.
He could have. He wanted it done soon. So yeah, absolutely.
And it's cost him Croak. Because otherwise, Comet's Call wouldn't.
I actually don't know how much Croak really brings. Like, truth be told, like obviously, like when you build.
There's no summoning now.
Yes, that's true. That's a good
Which
point.
is what won James' game 1.
Last time. Can't wait for match 3 between these 2 players. Okay, all right. Let's go find out. Let's go find out how table 2 is doing in the Low-Ends Osyriarch. I'm very excited to see if Speckles has been able to. Okay, so it's a very different board now. As you can see, we've lost 4 more of the Death Riders in combat from Volturnus. He's taken those out. Although we still haven't lost anywhere near as many Death Riders at the top. But it's because those eels are already in combat now. So sometimes
is that your excuse?
No, it's just.
I'm gonna keep going there. I'm gonna watch that back. I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna have you be like, they're gonna die, and then I'm gonna have a meme just of them alive.
Perfect. So these 3 eels. Normally, what they do is they trade out. So three charge in, and then they trade out, and another 3 charge in. They keep hammering it like waves, which is obviously incredibly thematic. I think that's why Games Workshop don't want to update the book, because it is themey.
Yeah.
It is themey at this point. But, you know, they have to work out how to use the actual other models in the book. Because there are more.
Oh, really?
There's loads. There's these things called Eidolons. They look great.
Never seen one.
Me either. Right, anyway. So, Speckles has... what Speckles hasn't got... thank you very much. What Speckles hasn't got is any board control. So, he's just losing points turn after turn. And turn 3 is about to come up. Turn 3. This is always going to be a tough matchup for those Osyriarch Bone Reapers. Doesn't matter about the battle plan, because what can he ever do against all this combat? He just doesn't have combat that's as good. Is it like his list is a bit of a halfway house? In the Arcan's probably, in my opinion, the weak point in this list. He doesn't bring anything that as I see it, but maybe I'm wrong. Could be absolutely.
OBR's such a small model count army, I think, is one of the other issues, isn't it? Like, it's so few models that I think against an army that can bring a load of models that move 16 inches every turn, like, there's another issue. Because they've got more models than you, and they move faster, and they fly, and they're controlling the board. And they probably fight better.
Absolutely.
So he's kind of got to shut him down, hasn't he? And it's interesting because actually he shut down quite a lot. A lot of the eels have gone before turn 3.
Yeah, agreed.
Which is super important.
Very. All right, so let's just jump finally to not finally, but over to table 4.
The Amber Plains.
There we go. So a lot of those Chaos Knights have slowly started to die. So we have heard that Morathi took 3 mortal wounds from fighting the Chaos Knights before. This is really important. Before they even struck back.
Yeah.
They just took that from being in the Plague Touch Warband. However, 4 of those Chaos Knights are gone. They're going to take a battle shot test, which is just, you know, fine. Like, multi-wound models. If maybe 1 more had gone, it might be a genuinely interesting battle shot test. But probably not. And then those Blood Sisters going in a minute. They're still Bellacord. They're still Bellacord. But look at the points. Like, Ethan hasn't got out of his objective. He's just flooded the board. Oh, and we've just found out from the priority roll that Ethan has won the priority roll. He just doesn't know whether or not he wants to take the priority roll. I think
he gives it away.
Why?
Because the Bellacord runs off.
No, he has to take it anyway. No. Why would you take it? You don't want Bellacord's thing to go off. I suppose he's locked in combat, is what you're saying.
Well, so this Morathi's probably going to kill herself.
Huh?
This Morathi's probably going to kill herself.
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's got a roll of 5 up for these to do anything.
Okay.
So in Rick's turn, because he's given Ethan 1 priority but gave it away, this Morathi's dead. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
But he's not going to take this objective with these knights.
Okay.
So now he loses Morathi. Okay, so the snakes are already in combat. But I just think, for me, so he's going to lose a couple of snakes. But the benefit of that is that then on his own turn, he gets to pile in and fight properly.
Yes, and then that's going into turn 3, right?
Yeah.
No, turn 2. Just going into turn 2.
Turn 2. So then, I mean, he can bring these up here, score some points. It's a hard one. I'm not sure how he pulls it back. But I still think giving the turn away was the right option. Because I think that the risk is, isn't it? Like, you've got to rely on rolling a 5 up if you want to move, a 5 up to they're in combat. So all you've got to roll actually is a 5 up to fight, and then you're piling in 3, which is probably going to get no more in combat.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'll take that. Let's go over to table 3 then. Yeah, let's
to the Erstwood.
Where the skinks are fighting all day. And 30 skinks have been buffed up. They're not quite 40, but they're 30.
Yep.
They've been buffed up, and they've also been teleported over here. Interestingly, they didn't go and fight the other skinks.
Not bothered, because they're not buffed anymore.
They're not bothered. And I think, because what they're doing here is they're scoring this objective, and I assume that they're going to maybe
shoot the big block.
Yeah, shoot the big block, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe go
shoot the big block, charge the small block.
They do, because he hasn't put a lot of them in range, right? Like, for the 16-inch shooting.
Yeah, probably not.
He's been screened out here by Darren, so he's only got a limited number of shots. So that isn't
And then I'm guessing what this is measuring for is to summon in 10 skinks.
But one of the things that James will have learned playing Darren last game is actually Darren doesn't actually have a lot of bodies.
No.
And if you can start to control that and start whittling them down, and the loss of the Pterodons is big, but right here is the two Razordons who actually might get a go this turn. They've got this line of skinks that they can take out. Gottrek's never going to make it over there so far, and they can start to threaten. And James has started to just put down more skinks. Yeah. Oh, he's teleported some. He summoned some skinks. Oh, chameleon skinks. Those 5-point
5 little boys.
Chameleon skinks.
And then a salamander's been summoned, I think.
Is that a salamander? Oh, dear me.
It's a salamander.
It's another Razordon. It's another Razordon.
I think it's worth pointing out that James is a friend of mine, and he's only ever played Seraphon. So it's really interesting to see with a new book, because part of him is still trying to play that old school Seraphon way of like making sure you summon and then teleporting a unit.
Yeah.
So I think that's still in his head, like the ability to do that. Whereas loads of the kind of current Seraphon builds don't rely on that summoning mechanic.
Well, I think you see this generally a lot. You do see summoning, but if you're going to summon anything, you're going to summon a salamander traditionally. Or skinks. But the output of a single salamander is absolutely obnoxious.
But great for its points, right? I mean, like, they're so expensive, you might as well summon one.
They actually could do with being a little bit cheaper, if I'm honest with you.
Along with Croak, because you have to take so much with him, it's just expensive.
But of course you can't summon a salamander because it's banned.
I forgot
about our own thing. Yeah, you're right, War Machine. Thank you for that. And thank you to everyone in the chat for supporting us through here. You guys are great. You can't summon a banned unit, so why would he summon a salamander?
He wouldn't,
because you can't. And that would be breaking the rules.
He's also got a lot more Razordons than salamanders in his case, that I already know.
all of this is you guys are all helping me out. Well done. But that Razordon is going to do some medium damage to those skinks. Not loads, but maybe just wants to whittle them down.
Well, it also holds them up, right? Because now they've got to either move to it and shoot it, or they've got to move to it and charge it, and then it's going to overwatch and kill some more.
So it's actually a pretty good road bump. So you could move to here, charge, and whip round. You see people like Tony Moore do this a lot on the tabletop. He generally tends to he uses like a charge to get places he wants to go and snake around. And Darren will do something very similar as well, and end up in here. Oh, priority roll on table 2, and I'm going to just do this. It's the prime time! It's time for the prime to come down.
Oh, he's already there.
He's there. There we go.
That was so fast.
He's down. Well, I mean, so we're in turn 2 because Speckles won the priority going into turn 2. So now Chris is getting turn 2. So he's going to get. Well, I mean, it's pretty tough. He's got Xantos is about to take 3 eels to the face and a single Kavalos Death Rider. The other 3 eels, it looks like they're going to try and support these Death Riders, and the Prime is also going to try and come in and take them. People will be surprised. People are always surprised by those Death Riders in Mortis Praetorians, which they're in now. That's 30 wounds with a 3-up save.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, and then you kill some, and they're like, all right, I put 6 back, and you're like, oh no, don't do this. This is not fun. You do that via the Mortec abilities, both on Arcan and on Catacross.
Yep.
Catacroes, I think is the official term. In France, they call him Cucrus.
Cucrus.
Yeah.
Calcarat. Let's blend our nerd synergies.
Yeah, exactly. Good shout over Tech Booth. Okay, so we're just whipping back over to table 3 in the Urswood, because table 1 we're pretty certain is over. So back over into table 3 and table 2, I would say, is looking like it's pretty good. So it's a loss for the Bruces on table 1, but a win, which is good because it means the last game is the last match.
It's gonna matter.
It is gonna matter. It's all gonna be those points. In this setup now, we've started to lose. How many skinks did we lose from skink? So skink shooting at the top, which had all the buffs put on them. Oh, only half the skink shot, and they shot 15 out of the 30. Again, not 16 out of the 30. but 15 out of the 30. And look, the other half shot into the line of skinks there.
Got rid of them.
And got rid of them. So James is just really learning the difference between his and Darren's list.
Yeah,
is the bodies.
Yeah, and the problem is now he's going to score 2 here, 1 here, but most importantly the 4 down there. So in this round he's going to score what? So 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And if this shooting goes well, if those Razordons at the bottom haven't already shot, he might score every point on the board this turn.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
A lot of people criticising my French accent in the chat, but...
Oh, you just ignore him. Yeah, I thought it was lovely.
Look at the cruce. Flawless. Absolutely flawless.
Never ever heard a more northern French accent.
It works for me. And in this situation, here, we are going to have the Razordons shooting into these. So again, James insightfully just like razoring out these units here. And I think at this point, Darren, who I know, I know Darren and all the Bruces. Let's talk about some full tournament tactics. So they're bringing. They thought their matchup wasn't the toughest matchup that they could have had, and so I don't think they brought their A game lists.
No.
Right. So because they're hiding them for later matches. Yeah, they keep back pocketing them, keeping them secret and safe. That makes sense. That's some big plays. I think you're going to see that a lot from a lot of the teams. I can see the Marauders doing that. They've got some really great support. I know they've got people like Tom Maudsley helping, being that kind of like conversation. And Tom's piloted an entire English team to the ETC Championships last year. Can't really knock that level of quality or quantity. And then you've got players that have played really, really well in team events through years in the Dragon Slayers. You've got the WS10 crew who play consistently and competently all the time, but a fairly young outfit for trying to take out the led by the prestige of Nick Thompson. Prestige.
He's got a trophy shelf.
Yeah, yes. Right, okay. All right, so... over on table 4, the Amber Plains, we saw our man, the fishmonger himself, the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak. He was teleported across the board. He failed his charge, which was heartbreaking. Did he fail his charge?
Yeah, the Karkadrak and the reroll. He's here?
Yeah, he's there at the bottom. Failed, but Marathi is dead, and Ethan's going to be kicking himself that he left Marathi out to take that early game damage. That is...
huge.
He was. The coach has come over and apparently is unhappy about that move in particular. But his coach is also Adam Mumford. So
he's probably he's had more drink than the rest of us put together.
Yes, I'm not sure if he's ever bothered. Let's be honest. Right. Next up, whether or not these Blood Sisters again. And it really just feel like Ethan, so again, Ethan did say at lunch, he's had his favourite unit in Hearthguard Berserkers taken away from him.
Yep.
And that's actually a really big thing to talk about. Like how the ban phase affects some people, taking away those key units that they really, really want to use. Like how would the Eel players feel if they lost Eels? You know, like where they got to quickly pivot to their other army. It's like, what is it? You know, they would have to learn how to do things.
Do they all then have to proxy the only eels anyone buys is the eels that no one buys? Is that how that army works? Or are they like, oh, I only brought this army and all I've got 20 Namori Thralls, a turtle and some sharks. Yep. Never used them.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. I mean, I would ban them every week.
Yeah,
like every week. I'd be like first ban.
I think it throws off. If you look, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think if you look at kind of this week's section of games, you can be like, okay, both armies brought eels.
Yeah.
Both armies brought Seraphon. The problem with the Seraphon book is there's not one single unit you can ban that completely changes the whole book.
Yep.
But I think with the Idoneth book, you take eels out and you change every army that anyone takes from that book.
Yeah.
Or you remove that book from play.
So secondary is currently in play, which we're being asked about in the chat. As you can see if you look under Rick's name, you'll see that there are two kind of grayed out objectives, or auxiliary objectives. If anyone achieves one, which Rick has achieved the bait in this particular mission, then it lights up.
Yep.
So that's how you'll see the bonus points, if that helps you guys out at all. You can see there also command points attract and summoning points attract in those little slots for you guys. Easy. Okay, right. So jumping over to table 1, let's just catch up and see how those Ironjawz are doing.
So where are we off to?
The Caverns of Gasmore.
Excellent. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, the Caverns of Gasmore. Here we are. Oh dear me, it's a boy apocalypse. This is, by the way, turn 2.
Yeah.
Turn 2. Yeah, it's not gone well. Let's put it that way for Andy in this situation. Yeah. It's not gone well for Andy. Andy's ended up taking a big hit here. He lost. He had the bodies to screen, but his one body. He would have been better off to run the Maw Crusher like this, and then his 2 units of 10, and then slowly just kind of move up the board here, and then just kind of like.
Or I think the other option he could have had was moving the Maw Crusher out here as bait, and leaving his War Chanters on the front of this to stop that charge, because they basically just came on here and then charged him.
Yeah.
So he'd left a Maw Crusher, hadn't he?
Just completely
at the
independent.
back of this objective,
yeah.
Which made this. So they're coming on from a Born Edge, and it made.
He just really should have. He should have just really protected that whole unit. And again, this unit of boys here, they've just. So that's the Ardboy unit. They've just lost battle. They've just rolled a battle shock and run the rest away. So. There's and this other unit is completely dead. So there's now that 30 brick, which is nice because I feel narratively now I really know what's going on in this particular. Like the Caverns of Gasmore really have got like a kind of a jokey spirit to them. They're like, last time you were allowed to come back, but now we're taking. It's almost like it's like Final Destination, you know. The battle will have its bones. The land wants the Uruks back inside them. Okay, so table 1 is all over. Yeah, as Andy has just given in. It's a 20-0 to Andy there. Not to Andy there, to Dan. And Dan's played a blinder. I think Andy was against it in that particular
think he was against it. And I think also we've watched Dan play 2 games now, and both of them he's played super strong, super well.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Big plays from Dan, who I think might be in the Welsh team.
He is indeed
for the ETC next year. So like keep an eye out for Dan and with Dan in the future. Although obviously, if you see him, ban eels.
Yeah,
that's the answer.
If you see him playing. Don't let those come. Yeah,
do not let there be anywhere near you. Absolutely. Right, let's whip over to table 2 in Lotun's Oshiri, because I think that this is a win. This is again a win for Eels. I feel. Look at the Prime. The Prime has now taken out that unit of Death Riders here. He's also taken out. They've also killed this other unit of Death Riders. So now, and Xantos as well. Yeah. So you've just got Catacross,
who's done nothing.
He's done nothing.
2 games on the trot.
I just don't get it at all. So who won? Chris won priority for turn 3. Okay, so that's a paddling. Spickle's under the bus right here. Yeah, he's under the bus like that Badger was under a car the other day. He is right under. So yeah, this is going to be a loss. So this is a loss for the Bruces this round, and a win for the Bruces. Now, obviously, the points. So there is a little bit more granularity to it for you guys to see in the future, which we might have in an overlay, we might not. But effectively, you end up with either a 20-0 or a 16-0 system. Not 16. It's a 20-0 system, not a 16-0 system. Sorry.
20-0 system or 16-4.
Yeah, 16 points for the primary objective if you win it, which is the actual battle plan you're playing, and then there's a point for
2 points for each secondary.
No, 1 for each that you achieve and 1 for each that you deny. So there's 4 in total. So sometimes your points can go up, sometimes your points can go down, and so it's all about those secondaries and how you can do it. You can see in this situation, Chris not only has won the battle plan, he's also achieved both of his objectives. Yeah. So that's going to be a flip 20-0. And you can see that from these light up objectives here, secondaries, whereas Speckles has achieved none of his.
Cool.
Yeah, easy. We'll all get there.
Simple.
It's the first time we've ever had a sport, so we'll all learn what the overlay is.
Goal! Oh, wait, no. That doesn't happen yet, right?
I mean, they shout football, but that's different.
Okay. We can shout football as much as you want. I'll play that game.
Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, there we go. Right, so let's jump over... Oh, no! He's just lost his wings. Okay, let's just jump back to table 3 now in the Earthwood, and let's see how the skinks are doing.
Magnetic wings.
Magnetic, all right, brilliant. Right, so Darren has brought his skinks back. So they've just teleported...
Shore it up, lads!
Do you know, this reminds me of when you watch like Rick and Morty. They just keep jumping through different portals.
Yeah,
it's just like
skinks. Like maybe in every skink, there's just a unit with a teleport gun.
Yeah, it's just like let's go.
Go Trek though, not having a good day.
Yeah.
Birthday, sat at the back.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can just make that big long charge again.
No,
that 13
I don't think that's going to happen this round, is it? No. I don't even know. I'm not sure he even cast cogs.
I don't think he did cast cogs. And in this situation as well, this is really important. Those skinks here are very different to this, because when they teleported over there, they didn't get any buffs. So there's no buffs available for them.
No.
So they are like just shooting normally.
5s and 5s.
Yeah, but it's still...
They're in 1 damage.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. Like, it's a lot of shots still.
80 shots.
It's 80 shots, yeah, like you say, 5s and 5s. But no mortal wounds on 6s, no +1 to hit, nothing like that. Yeah, they don't get red ever. They only ever do mortals. Yeah, so it's just 1 damage. But they really are having to fight on these objectives. And if they probably are going to try both these units or whittle there and then grab this. And then they'll be controlling at least a portion of the board. Those camo skinks, though, have just made a big swing for Hobbsy. He's having a great time.
I just think there's such a strong unit for their points.
They have been consistently picked. You play, like, it's kind of... Well, I was trying to think of a unit to compare them to. Heart Renders and you kind of Aether Wings. They're a support piece, but they can do so much more. Taken as a 5, they can grab an objective, but you can start really committing 10s and 20s, and then you can do some real fun stuff. And who doesn't also like just pocketing out another little bunch of comedian skinks? It's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
they're super dangerous. Because actually what happened was, Darren ended up committing down here to deal with those skinks, didn't he? His other ones were kind of still here. This section that was here had committed up here at this point, which left his home objective open for those chameleon skinks just to pop on and take it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's consistent. You always forget about the chameleon skinks. Like, I've got 5 chameleon skinks. I think if you say more than that, like I've got 20 or 30, like okay, something to consider. But it's just them 5. You're like,
and also I think because they're so low in cost, you look at an army and like, there's 2,000 points, 2,000 points. Things on the table, it can teleport, and then you're like, oh, it's teleported. I'll deal with it, and it can teleport, and then it's like, oh, 5 lads.
5 lads.
Because I also think you're always thinking about that 9-inch, and Chameleon Skinks is less than 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the other problem. Like, in our heads, if something teleports generally in Age of Sigmar, you're like, 9 inches. That's why I've got a million 9-inch sticks. Yeah. Because everything's 9. And then it's suddenly like, oh, these lads are 6.
And these are unit here, although they are now just getting whittled away by shooting from... Because they'll also fall apart. They're good if you can deploy them into scenery, but we don't put any scenery on the boards.
The problem is, at the minute, they've done their job.
Yeah, absolutely.
The score shows that however many points were put into those, they've done their job.
If you can get those 4 points, if you can get those 4 points, then you're in a really good spot. And again, Croak sat here just being like, "Lol, I'm going to keep doing mortal wounds all across the board." He's got his Saurus Guard, which can fight out. Like it's at the stages like this, I sometimes wonder if the Croak players, Seraphon players, but using Croak shouldn't, after this kind of initial kind of gambit, just play a bit more aggro with Croak. Just be like, cool, he's coming off the Bale win now, we'll start going forward.
But I think Darren showed us that doesn't work.
Huh?
Darren showed us that's not a good plan.
No, not a good plan at all. Yeah, and the Chameleon Skinks are 9 inches now.
Okay.
They are 9 inches. But they don't have... They're good. They're really, really solid. Yeah. But don't worry about that. So that there is the unit up there is shooting into the this unit of skinks in the center is shooting into the unit there. There is actually scenery on the tabletop as it's come up, which is very you can stand on it. There's scenery right here that you can stand on. There's scenery right here that you can stand on. There is scenery over here you can stand on, which Got Trick was standing on earlier. The players have just not elected to stand on it. In fact, the boards were designed so that they were tactical and interesting challenges. You can stand here, but you can't do anything when you're stood there because you're not owning an objective.
Yeah.
So the game becomes a bit weird when you can just randomly add +1 save to any unit in the game.
Yeah.
So it should be a choice. I want to get it. Right, so let's go over to table 4, the Amber Plains. I'm missing this game. This was fun. This is fun, and I really want to watch this back. Look at the snakes. They did the work. They lost 2.5 snakes in return.
Yep.
They did this. Wow, so that's just from mortal wounds, yeah, from those Blood Sisters. That's a very expensive unit that have just gone through those Chaos Knights. I think there were 6 left. There were 4 left. 4 left, okay, but they still did pretty well. But unfortunately, like, Rick is just miles ahead on the points, and there isn't much left. There's 5 Chaos Knights here. Yep. There's a Chaos Lord and Karkadrak. You've still got the Demon Prince, and you've still got Bellacourt at the back holding the objective.
Yep.
There's no summoning coming in from...
But is that Blood Rank Reducer still alive? Because he's then got a teleport.
Yeah, but where's he... Yeah, it's Blood Rank Reducer's there, but where's he going to teleport anything to?
He's got to go here. He's got no choice.
No, because then he just gives up the back objective the same.
Well, these Witch Elves have got to come back down here, and these have got to teleport over to here, I think, because otherwise he can't win anyway. So now he's got to go big or go home, or play for secondaries.
No, I don't think he's gonna. Oh, okay. I think. Oh, no.
I don't think there's a comeback in there.
No.
But unless he goes big and goes for the 4, because they're only on turn 2.
Yeah. I don't think there's a pullback here.
No.
I don't see that. Thanks for the subscription, Mr. Ho and El Kasab99. Also, everyone who's subscribed today, thank you very much for joining the tSports crew. Welcome to being a tSports fan. Stickers are available, I think.
There's packs available.
Oh, there's packs available.
So we're doing packs available to help sponsor the stream. So there's a bunch of T-shirts. There's a bunch of T-shirts with special extras. And if you want to just kind of show some support for the stream,
it's on the website.
You can go onto the website and you can just drop, I think it's $5, which is just to say thanks and help us, because all the help the better.
Yeah, it all helps. It all helps. Brand new arena, brand new event, brand new stadium, brand new way of playing, which is fun. But thank you, and if you have done, then you guys are great.
People in the chat, big love for Ethan. Think you can pull it back?
Well, I mean, if Benjamin's going to be the one who tells me if anything. So you've got these Witch Elves.
He's got 5 heart renders hidden too.
Oh yes, I forgot about the heart renders.
It's like them chameleon skinks.
Yeah. So where's he going to put them? The Witch Elves, I don't think need to. I don't know.
I think it's a big struggle.
He has to get the Karkadrak into the fight, and he has to hit the Knights, take out that threat. Then maybe screen off. It's Rick's turn currently, though. Rick has the turn. So that's where the drama is. But he's failed some of the casts. That's what he's failed. He's failed to cast reroll to hit and reroll to win, so demonic power. He's failed to cast. So let's just catch you guys up very quickly with what's going on the rest of the table. Table 1, Caverns of Gasmore. That's game's been called.
Yep.
That's called. That's the Ironjawz have lost that matchup on table 1.
So that one goes to the Troll Slayers.
That one goes to the Troll Slayers. That's a win. On table 2, if you catch us up over there in Lotan's Osyriarch,
that game
is also over.
Yeah.
Well, in our opinion, but that goes to. Oh, Catacross has taken 12 runes. We're just waiting to catch it up there. Okay. So on table 2,
and Osyriarch.
Yeah, we will.
Let's see what's going down.
Okay, yeah, we see here that Catacross has now taken. The entire army is fighting Catacross. He's already taken 12 wounds. Time left on the round. That's a great question. Let's go find out what's left.
What's the time on the clock?
1 hour 15. Yeah. 1 hour 50 left on the clock. Wow, these games have been fast. 1 hour 50 gone.
So we have 40 minutes remaining.
That's a terrible way of working it out. 55 minutes left.
40 minutes left.
55.
No,
55. Yeah, so 55 minutes left on these rounds, but this one looks like it's...
I think Speckles is in a corner.
Yeah, Speckles is in a tough one. To be fair, if you'd have moved cat across one time...
I'm not sure, so it's really interesting, isn't it? Because as of yet, I've not played anyone with OBR that's brought a cat across. And yet, all you hear is
cat across is great. Cat across is great.
How strong he is, how good he fights, how well he controls a board. Send him 2 games today, he's not moved. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we're aware, as Osyriarch Bone Reapers and the cat across are both really hard to kill. And yet, he's almost caged him in both games. And in the last game, we even saw Archon run across the board to go fight.
But not cat across.
And cat across sit in the back corner.
To be fair, though, cat across does, like, his buffs drop off as he gets worse. But I would still be more aggressive with him and throw him in.
He's an expensive model to not use.
It's true. Yeah,
and I think sometimes that's what you have to look at, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because he looks like a terrain piece. That's probably the problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Right. But this is over. So this is going to be a win for the Bruces, as we've talked about. So jumping over to table 3.
The Erstwood.
Get an update from table 3. It has been called.
Oh.
It's been called right there. It is all over. James won the priority for turn 3, which means he would be able to apply these here, but he's already up on points.
Yeah.
He can move those onto the objective and score. He still controls this one, so that's another 5 points in the bag for him. And that's without him doing anything else, summoning anything. It's wild. So that's actually... And he also got both his secondaries, so it's a 20-0. And that's actually really, really important, because that puts the Troll Slayers on 2 wins this match, or this round, both 20-0s. And then it looks like, when we go back to table 4, because that's the only game now.
We've only got one game still going.
One game still going on table 4 in the Amber Plains. This is the only one that matters now. Everyone in the chat seems to think and be quite confident that Ethan can pull this back. I don't see that. I know that there's 9 points on the board every round.
This will be interesting. So what we can see here is that Chaos Lord on Karkadrak's gone in.
Who's basically indestructible.
And he is the machine that killed everything last game.
Yeah, we love him.
A Demon Prince that we haven't seen fight yet. He's going to do some stuff. And the War Shrine's fighting, which is weird, because love that model, and it can fight better than you think.
Yeah, way better than you think. You have to roll 4 pluses, which in Age of Sigmar is basically either impossible or you can do all day.
But
I've met players that can do it all the time or not.
Terrifying.
Confident is a big word. We are just saying there's a chance. Okay, so this is the way it works. Twitch chat are like, maybe. I'm like, nah. Yeah, where are you at?
My favourite bit is the Twitch chat were like, he can do it. We were like, they're saying they can do it. They're like, whoa!
We didn't say he could do it.
We didn't say he could do it. We said maybe, possibly, on a good day, he could.
Mind Razor is still available because, as you can see right here, the Medusa is still alive. And the Medusa
she's in combat by the look of it.
She has Mind Razor, I think. Do they have... can we find out if Mind Razor is currently on... is Mind Razor on the snakes, is the question. The answer is yes. So he's put all the buffs on the snakes that he can. So it's the Karkadrak and the Nurgle Demon Prince. That Nurgle Demon Prince is also going to reflect mortal wounds.
Yeah.
So it's a tough... Oh, no, it's not going to reflect mortal wounds at all. It's only mortal corn units. So the Karkadrak will reflect...
So it's interesting. Wounds. So I'm guessing Count Moore is Tony Moore in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Has just said that this was a bad play because now these compile in and take the objective.
Oh, yes, that's
which
a
is
good point.
True.
Did Rick charge the...
Yeah.
Okay, that is a good shout. That is a really good
shout. But I think realistically, and I get Tony's point, but I think at this point, one of the terrifying things is this 10-1 score.
Yeah.
Because realistically, okay, so it is 10-2. It has an update, but even then, he's so far. 8 points ahead is huge.
10 to what? I just had to do that. But yeah, no, I agree. And like you said, and actually that could be a bit of a clutch mistake. There's a lot of Blood Sisters coming off though. That Karkadrak does amazing damage.
Oh, that's the Demon Prince fighting.
Oh no, it's the Karkadrak. The Demon Prince has fought. He killed one Blood Sister. It's the Karkadrak.
So what we're saying is a Demon Prince, a mortal chosen by Chaos to become a demon. It's worse than the guy in the little dinosaur.
The Chaos Lord Karkadrak is a monster.
Yeah.
Great
model.
Yeah, great
model. Great guy.
Great model, great guy, great rules. Yeah. He does impact hits on the charge. Does mortal wounds on the charge. Does some awesome input. We've seen Blood Sisters really go down very quickly though.
Oh, that Hag Queen never dies.
No, there's no point killing the Hag Queens. There's just no point. If you can, but if you probably can't, so just whatever. Dinosaurs are cool. That's a good point.
Until you play Seraphon. Unless you Seraphon, apparently. Yeah. Then it's fine.
The real big question is, and for everyone else going into the draw process for round 3, I mean, are we seeing the Seraphon triple? Is the real question.
I think it'd be really interesting. I think it'd be interesting to see it. However, I think the last battle plan, which is Scorched Earth, is probably not in Darren's favour. Because, again, he's going to struggle without bodies.
It's true. It's all about them bodies, really. And again, because he's just got those 500 points sunk into Gotrek.
But I think you're...
So the Lord on Karkadrak and the Demon Prince together, they killed 6 Blood Sisters.
Okay.
So 6 of those have gone down. And it's whether or not we think because they're going to need to punch out of here now.
Both of them.
And push across the rest of the board. And that's if... the really funny bit is even when they go and hit these Chaos Knights...
those are
Chaos Knights. When they hit the Chaos Knights, they're still going to take all those mortal wounds for hitting them. It's just such a speed bump. It's such an awesome army, really. That's just very nurgly. You're punching it, it's covering you in acid, and you just keep taking those mortal wounds.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think the problem is that actually what they've done here is done that match up the pair system really well, because this is the army that Ethan probably didn't want to fight, because his army's all combat. Whereas actually, if you put this Nurgle army against a bunch of shooting, it would just die.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And you're losing that.
It's interesting that they have put the Seraphon against each other every time.
But I think realistically, and that's where I was going a minute ago, is that the issue is if you put Seraphon into anything else, having played it a couple of times, Seraphon's so strong that any army's going to struggle to beat it.
Yeah.
And so I think the issue you have there is what you're doing is if you don't put Seraphon into Seraphon, is you're guaranteeing a win and you're guaranteeing a loss.
Yeah.
And it'll be really interesting, I think, going into this last game.
Last pairings round.
Yeah. The last pairings rounds, but also the last set of games. Is that what they want? Do the Bruces do they just need 2 wins? So can they wipe one out to guarantee a win? Or are they... And that's really interesting, and will that come to their thought process? Yeah. And so on and so forth.
We'll work it out. But I agree with the chat. It is over if he isn't able to kill this Demon Prince of Karkadrak now in combat. Yep. And we know that Karkadrak is a tank.
Yep.
And he's also going to take mortal wounds for killing the Karkadrak. So there's a lot riding on this combat phase right now that Ethan's rolling through. He got mortal wounds from Crystal Touch. He's got all the buffs on. He's got Mind Razor on. So maybe he'll be able to take it out. We will see what he's going to do. He's not got a lot going into the Demon Prince. He's only got maybe 3 going into the Demon Prince, maybe 4. But the rest have to spread out. Again, great charging from Rick, spreading the unit out. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the Karkadrak has survived, and that's probably...
So I guess it depends if this Hag Queen on her own can do anything.
Yeah, maybe. But if the Demon Prince survives as well, I don't know. Maybe the Hag maybe the Hag could go in, and there's 2 wins left.
There's a Hag Queen to go in, and there's this Medusa to go into the Demon Prince, but obviously we haven't seen the rolls against that Demon Prince yet, so it'll be interesting to see.
It will. So the winner of the overall day is the cumulative. The Karkadrak died to the Hag. The Karkadrak's dead. Whoa! Wait, was it to the Hag or was it to another attack from the Blood Sisters?
Okay, so
yeah, the Crystal Touch. Oh. Okay, the Hag hasn't swung yet. So now it's whether or not the Demon Prince is going to die.
Yeah.
This is pretty clutch, because this would bring this round to a 2-2.
Yeah.
Basically, I know that there's more granular points. Yeah, so you've got the 16-0 sorry, 20-0 system, and the secondaries are really important, but for determining. But for just for rule of thumb and for quick math, it was 3-1 to the Bruces in the first round. It's 2-1 currently to the Bruces again.
Yep.
They've got 2. However, if Ethan could pull this back, it would bring it onto a 2-2. We'll see. And that means that Bruces will have only won either 5 or 6. Either way, it's not a clean sweep. No, they didn't. And so going into round 3, which is really fun, then it could be if somehow the Troll Slayers flip the board and they do a whitewash of 20-0s. It can go to Troll Slayers.
It can
go to Troll Slayers.
And I think that's more exciting for us, for the viewers.
It's always meant to be exciting. That's the point. Ask me what happens in a draw. Great question. Roll off. That's exciting.
D20. D20 roll off. Barrel dice.
Yeah. Lumineth barrel dice.
Roll off.
So then we're going to see the Medusa is going to pile in an attack at some point. And also is fairly good in combat. Troll Slayers are up 2-1 right now, though. No, hold on. Speckles lost.
It's
Andy lost. And then, Troll Slayers are up 2-1 right now. It's not. That was just complete bias there. Just being like, it was definitely Bruce's are up 2-1. No, Troll Slayers are up 2-1.
Yeah.
This would make it 3-1, and we'll just tie the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Demon Prince.
I think even if he kills these, Ethan's got a. Here we go. Oh, so that War Shrine's going to go. Forgot that was even happening.
Now, the War Shrine can just go nuts right now. If the War Shrine does go nuts and takes out all the Witch Elves, then, again, that's an issue.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to see the top down and the dice trays, I think, for that.
You guys can see that, definitely. Won't be long.
But I think also, it'll be interesting, won't it? It's interesting to see if a War Shrine can punch through 10 Witch Elves.
Yes. Whether or not the Witch Elves go down is going to be a big deal.
I'm not sure I can see it killing 10.
They can go wild. It just depends if they do. It's as simple as that. I
think it can probably do 10 damage.
It can. It actually can do 10 damage. But
the little dude.
It's killed 3 so far.
The dude carrying it underneath can hit.
There's not one hard. Dude. There's 4 of them. It's heavy.
2. Yeah. 2 big troll things.
Oh, they're pretty swingy. Yeah, they are pretty. They're pretty swingy. A lot of it's hits on 4s, but it's good damage. It's damage 2. There's no rend on it.
And the guy on top can fight quite well too.
It's okay. And so it's all whether or not they're going to take them out.
I think as
6. Oh,
might be enough to battle shock one.
They are bravery 7. Yes, bravery 7.
So it's D6 plus 1.
No, only 6 have run, right?
6 dead.
6 dead. So you just got to roll a 1
D6,
and they're all good.
Yeah, okay.
Roll a 1 and they're all good, baby. Oh, they roll 2 dice and pick the lowest.
Oh, and they're bravery 7.
Okay, so there's a very
2 dice to roll a 1.
2 dice to roll a 1, and even then, not a 1. They just need to outscore him on that objective right this turn.
Yeah,
that's all they're really looking to achieve. Because in the next turn,
just retreat,
just retreat, and then still outscore. That's the key part. And then that's also Ooh. Okay, that's pretty. Some important dice rolls for this match.
There's a banner.
Yeah, the banner's there. That's such a pretty.
Look at that pretty War Shrine.
Yeah, that's nice, right? That's a lovely shot. Well done to our cameraman Dan. Good job.
I'm not sure why anyone's got a Lumineth 3-inch measure without Lumineth. Wrong elves.
Were they not Witchbrood? I don't think that they were. Oh, okay. So where is he? Where's his character within 6 inches, or his general within 12? So, because that's the only way that he could do that. Okay, he hasn't also fought with a Medusa.
Okay.
So there's a load of things he needs to make sure he gets right on that situation.
It's a stressful game in the last one.
I don't think it's stressful.
Round 2.
I don't think any of this has been stressful.
No,
the players outside were having a great time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I went out there earlier. Well, we were on our lunch break, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, we're having a blast." I was like, "That's sweet." But yeah, I guess stressful because they know the world's watching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as well, like, there's also, like, as much as team events I think are probably the most fun way to play Warhammer, I think you're also, like, kind of want to win for me, but I really want to win for everyone else.
Yeah, team events are about that, and it's about and also there's people in the chat rooting for their people. Like, this is my team, these are my guys, or this is my mate. So, like, I like that, and it brings out the best in us in some ways.
Yeah.
You know, like being supportive and loving, which I think is wonderful. Okay, so don't forget that Demon Prince needs to die, otherwise we think it's all over. And the not the hag at this stage. The snake.
Yep.
The Medusa. The Medusa is attacking now. And the Medusa apparently okay in a fight. So we'll see.
Can she take a Demon Prince of Chaos?
Or she cannot. She's failed to kill it. Failed. Okay. So she failed to kill it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty important because even now, those Blood Sisters, who again have been whittled down again, they've got nowhere to go. They can't get involved in the fight. Yeah. So, Jimmy, the facilities here are fab. We've even got a barman. He's gorgeous.
Yes.
He's gorgeous. Which is just great. That's exactly what you want in a tSports arena. A bar.
A toilet.
And some tables to play Warhammer. I don't think there's anything else. The only thing I think we need now is some fancy crisps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fancy?
Huh?
How fancy?
Like Frazzles, probably.
good crisp.
Yeah.
Frazzled chipsticks.
Yeah, they're the
and
best.
Like skips.
Come on,
or
let's not be that other show. Let's talk Warhammer. Let's do that. See, this is why we don't commentate just one game anymore.
Yeah,
it turns to crisp talk.
Have
really
a random
quick.
Renetta.
Yeah. The hag could kill it with a prayer if it's got less than 3 wounds left. How many wounds left on the Demon Prince, please, table boss? That's the question right here. This is the 1 wound. 1 wound. So he's got to take it out. Then he's got to move out. Then he's got to kill this.
Okay, so there was a hero here that used the ability.
Right, perfect. Good. Just making sure I play it all fair. That's the one. So yeah, just here, that's the ability that held off. Oh, he's putting a prayer on the snakes.
Shouldn't he be
trying to kill the Demon Prince? Yeah, definitely. Oh, he's failed the prayer anyway. Oh no, has he got it? And then, just checking now. That's when you know it's getting rough, when you start looking in your battle tome. You're like, wonder if it's a special ability. What if there's a special ability I forgot about? Oh yeah, take a mortal wound at the end of the combat phase. Brilliant. Furious Bumblegoose, you can come as a spectator post-COVID, sure. That's what the arena's set up for. The stands that we've been built with our bare hands.
So we can have a crowd that screams our name. Oh no, their names.
Their names.
Not our names.
Not our names. This is the life of the commentator.
Apart from on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we put on the show. We aren't the show. But we've been very hard. It's been my great pleasure today to do the commentator with you, James, and for you guys to listen. So thanks very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And also don't forget, you can check out our last game later today. Last game. Will players get pushed into crowds like in Blood Bowl?
Yeah, maybe.
It depends what rules.
Maybe the crowds will push themselves into players one day.
Dear God, no. But none of that right now. We're being very sensible, and it's a very socially distanced event. There are big screens between all the players. Me and James have been in a social bubble for a while, so like we're all good, and so it's pretty safe. It's actually, if you can't play Warhammer in a safer environment, I actually think is where I'm currently at.
Yeah, I think for me, so I came when the tSports Arena was still a building site. Was the last time I came.
So yesterday.
No, like, whenever it was. And then I think, so it's interesting to see. So it's really hard to, I think, even understand the layout without seeing it.
Yep.
But there's basically a barrier between every board.
Yes.
And I mean, like, not a small barrier. Like, floor to almost ceiling barrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you're playing, there's literally only the person opposite you.
Yeah. Players aren't using the scenery rules today. We didn't put them in effect because we wanted to make sure everyone understood the difference between... We didn't want to add on the scenery rules, which we included impassable and impassable. And I'd be really excited to see how the players felt about those changes, because we've also got some very large terrain. The board you're looking at now is our light density board.
Yep.
Our light density board, and so that means that there's not a lot of terrain impacting, whereas the heavy density board, or even the medium ones, it's impactful, right?
Yeah.
But you can't go there. It's like, oh, actually, that's a thing. So I'd love
and
to...
I think for some of those really big base models, it really throws the game off. I mean, it's really unlikely that anyone's going to bring a corn dragon, but it would really affect where your corn dragon stands.
It affects where the more crystals can go, all sorts. Yeah. All right, let's get back to that tabletop. Wait to see how that is. Oh, okay. And don't forget... Okay, so they tried to stare at the Demon Prince in the shooting phase. The Medusa didn't wound it, didn't kill it. I honestly think at this point, I'm calling this one as done, because I can't see how he can come back. So we're on turn 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on turn 3. So turns 4 and 5. But even if he kills him this turn, he can't push into the centre and the backfield enough, even with the Heart Renders. I know the Heart Renders are there, but he can't get out there and get them.
Well, the problem with the Heart Renders, I think, at this point, is they haven't got the damage out point to deal with the 5 Marauder Horsemen and Bellicor.
Yeah, definitely can't deal with Bellicor. Bellicor's just going to push them straight off.
So I think the only option he's got is finishing this fight, teleporting those snakes, throwing the snakes into the back, somehow getting through the...
Good point, it's fantastic. We forgot that we are dealing with Calibron. So we do have a teleport.
Yeah.
The big witch elves could go down, but so if we go to the top down again, the thing is you also can't leave the objective because those Chaos Knights, not that they're brilliant at output, but the Chaos Knights that are at the bottom left hand. John, if you just give me the top down, please. That you can't teleport out over here because then you just leave these Chaos Knights to just go take your objective. And you don't have anything to hold that objective anymore. And again, even that, you just don't have it. Like, he's just a unit down, basically. Which, again, that Marathi loss early on was game changing. And I think, maybe you could... No, I don't think you could even screen, maybe. Because those knights are going to make that distance, even at a run. You've got 2 models you can put onto the objective.
Yeah. I think the problem is there's 4 knights here need to be dealt with.
You can maybe put 3 onto the objective. Put 3 onto the objective.
I guess the problem is if he puts 3 on and these knights come up, the issue is the Heart Renders could then take this objective, and the Heart Seekers, Heart Renders could come here. I think at this point,
I guess you could screen out with the character, drop your Heart Renders here, teleport your snakes, beat the last unit up, beat those units up there.
I think the problem is for me at this point is we're on round 3. It's going to be Rick's turn. No, we're going to roll priority for 4
roll
now,
priority.
aren't we?
It's going to be a roll off now. Yeah.
I think it's too late because if Rick wins this, he's won. Because
if Rick gets the priority, it doesn't matter. But if Ethan gets the priority, then maybe it happens. We just get a timer on how long left in the round, please. Booth. We'll get that in a moment.
Yeah.
We'll get that in a moment. 30 minutes left. Okay, roll off for turn 4. And the score currently is 13-5. Oh, and we're just waiting for this priority roll. It's coming in.
Okay. So they've rolled it. So who won the priority roll?
We'll find out right now. Could have been anyone. Rick won it.
Okay.
That gives us the game. That gives us the game because there's nothing he can do
so
here.
It's 13-5. He's going to score
5. He's going to score 18 right now. That's
if he kills enough witch elves, because he'd have to kill 2.
Oh yeah, I think
so. No, he'd have to kill 4 to score that one. So he's going to score at least 3, which would make it 5th.
Yeah. No, he's gonna. It doesn't matter. Like, he's definitely gonna just do it. Yeah. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, that's it. It's done. That's because there's nothing he can do. It doesn't matter what he does. He can just fly that over, and Bellacourt over. He could even push in these knights to just hold these up if he wanted to, and just make sure there's enough that they're not going to be able to take out there. This is round 2, 3. This is 3 to 4. This is round but this is the whole round of the day.
Yeah, so it's turn 4 of the game we're currently looking at, just gone in, and it's round 2 of all 8 players playing of the day. So there's another game to go yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. That's it for this one. That's definitely going to be it. We'll bring you the scores, the updated scores.
Yep.
At the end, John. Oh, so those are the scores right now. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, the actual ones. 16-0 to Dan. Is that, you sure that's right? Not 20-0?
So those are the scores without secondaries, I'm guessing.
Yeah, okay. So those are without secondaries. Okay, so don't worry. But we've got the ability to show you in the future.
Yeah.
We've got the ability to show you in the future, but but that's not now. Let's come back to us and we'll just say goodbye for this round. It's been a great and exciting round.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been really fun. Hello, everyone, again. Welcome. Thanks. It's been me, Rob, and James here.
We're losing it. We're going to get some caffeine. Not you, caffeine.
Yeah, but that was a fun round.
Absolutely.
That was a fun round. There were some big moments, right?
Yeah.
But the last round is now going to really, really matter.
Yep.
You guys can see what time the round starts on the holding screen after this. You guys should see. You've got the pairings coming up. There's a load of excitement there. Are we going to see the same armies paired into each other again?
Are we going to see
the three-peats?
Seraphon versus Seraphon, round 3.
Again. Are we going to see Eels versus Eels? The final match we wanted to see. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see that. Are we going to see Andy bring back those Uruks again? It's going to be loads. So, it's 4 p.m. is when it's going to be. So 4 p.m. British Summer Standard Time. Yeah,
British Summertime?
Yeah, British Summertime is when it'll be. And so there's loads to play for. And the matches are still up in the air. Still up in the air. It was 2-2 then. So it's 3-1. So without the granularity of the scoring, it's 5-3 right now to the Bruces in matches, basically, on wins. So the Troll Slayers just have to go big.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Okay, all right. It's been lovely talking to you guys. Would you please stand still? No, we can't stand still. Is that what they do on the esports? Hold on.
What is this?
Let's do that.
So I'm back.
So it's been,
chest out.
It's been real good talking to you guys. Anyway, you guys have been wonderful. We'll see you soon. See you at 4 p.m. for the final match. Let us know who's win. And if you like this, then make sure you tweet it out, share it on Facebook, all that sort of stuff. tSports.